What's up? What's up? What's up? Look at Merv. Look at him trying to figure out which alcoholic beverage to choose. Look at him. Look at him. Choices, choices,
Yeah,
choices.
choices.
Right.
You got to make an executive decision. What you drinking, Merv?
Yeah.
Right.
It's only a little bit of this left.
So you just take that to the face. Just go ahead and
Yeah, I'll
guzzle
take
it.
this to the face.
Yeah, he trying to figure out what he gonna do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But before we oh yeah, I had a request. Want to send a shout out to the podcast that's looking at us and copying our style.
Word.
We appreciate the flattery.
Exactly. What they say, imitation is the best form of flattery.
Flattery. So we appreciate the flattery.
Right. And you're welcome for the inspiration.
Try and keep up. That's all I'm gonna say.
You're welcome.
Try and keep up.
We appreciate it. I mean, just make sure you at us when you do it.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So that's enough. That's enough of them. How the hell y'all doing on this hump day?
Shoot, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Can't complain. Everything's everything.
I'm good. I am back in the office.
I cracked my screen.
They done got me back in the
office. Back in the office? Like full time?
No, not full time. I'm every other week. So this week I'm in the office, and then next week I'm home, and then I'm in the office the week after that.
Okay. How long before it's full time every week in the office?
I have no idea. I'm hoping it don't get to that. But we're starting in North Carolina here. We're starting to remove like almost everything. There's no mask required. There's no weekly COVID testing required. Only place you need to wear a mask is at the airport and on the airplane. Other than that, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. Places that were requiring for you to be COVID tested for shows, concerts, things like that, they stopped all of that. You don't have to do the weekly.
I can't
the weekly
testing.
testing.
I can't see my screen.
What's that?
What the fuck is that?
No, somebody sent me a message, yo. My bad.
Oh,
yeah.
The weekly testing that's needed, like to go places, they took all that away. So I think, I hope they don't tell us to go back permanently. But if they do, oh well. I'm gonna stick beside it. Yeah, I need my job. So I mean, actually, it's not that bad because it's pretty empty where I am in the office. It's not a lot of people, and it's really quiet. So I'm cool. I'm cool with it. But I could stay home though permanently.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because I was never the type to want to stay home and work. Like when they sent us home, I was like, "This is gonna be whack. I'm gonna be home by myself. There's gonna be nobody to talk to. It's gonna be boring." But now that I've been doing it for 2 years, I'm like, I don't want to go back in the office.
You don't go back. Yeah, none of y'all motherfuckers want to go back now. Y'all done got spoiled. You work from home during this pandemic. Now y'all looking like at the office. Y'all look at office like that shit is a strange territory. Like what the fuck we doing here?
Exactly, and it didn't affect my work because I got promoted while I was home in my living room. So obviously I'm doing good. So I ain't got to go back. So y'all can keep me. Send anybody else back. People who are not really working and need to be watched. Send them back.
Yeah, I feel you.
Now you gotta earn your goddamn money. They didn't give you that raise. You gotta bring it as an office, earn this fucking coin.
Listen, that raise is being slashed by these gas prices. They ain't go down yet.
Oh shoot, they coming down like a little bit.
Little bit, but
like,
not enough.
What they said is, I mean, well, I can't speak for every state, but what they said, they said it was going to really come to about like $4. And it's gonna stay at 4 for a while. That's what they say. You know what I mean?
Shit.
I was like, man. So
the most I seen was 417, which was ridiculous.
What was that? What part of North Carolina?
Down the block from my house. The Shell.
Shit.
The Shell is the most expensive now. QT is
that
not
was
that
regular?
bad. That was regular.
Damn. I thought it was down here 3.
But the thing is that gas station is right off the highway. So, they can charge a little bit extra because people are going to come off the highway, get their gas, keep going. So gas stations by highways are usually always a couple cents more than the regular places. But the QT that's by me is $3.89. So that's a big difference.
Okay.
That's a big ass difference. But
Well, you gotta take your ass to Quality Time and get gas.
exactly. Exactly.
Right.
I'll be at the QT.
Shit.
What's up with you, Mark? What's going on your hump day?
Man, you know what? I know I don't know if y'all seen this, right? But I'm like, I gotta talk about it. You know what I'm saying? This Paula Patton frying this chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yo, I mean, I'm like, listen, I'm like, look, you know, I'm not the most experienced cook in the world, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, I call myself the pandemic chef, but I mean, one thing I do know is that okay, when you wash your chicken thoroughly, right? You know what I'm saying? Beck is, you know what I mean? Does that sound about right? You wash your chicken thoroughly.
You gotta soak
Yeah.
it. Some people do vinegar, some people do lemon.
Mhm.
Depends on what you want.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, well, that wasn't done. It was like a little sprinkler. You know what I'm saying? You remember as a kid, you know what I mean, used to run around the sprinkler? That was a sprinkler, right? Sprinkle on the chicken, right? So I'm like, well, that's a red flag right there, right? But it gets better. You know what I'm saying? So she takes the chicken, dips it in the flour or whatever, right? But I'm like, well, where the seasoning at? I thought you wash the chicken, then season the chicken. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
that's the order that I think that it goes in. You know what I mean? So ain't no seasoning of the chicken, right? So she dips it in the flour and she got the grease popping and everything. And then let me season it after the grease and the flour is on. I'm like, I think the
Season
seasoning.
the oil.
Yeah, she seasoned the oil.
Yes.
I'm like, yo, I'm like, listen, I'm
Yeah.
like, man, just by looking at it, I'm like, this got to be the driest chicken in the world. Like,
Yo,
I don't know how you can enjoy that.
What the fuck y'all mean she seasoned the oil?
So she
Yeah.
came back to just kind of clarify, because the way it was edited, it looked like she didn't clean the chicken, but she did. Just not like we are
No,
used to.
no,
people.
hold up. The
So
seasoning.
so she dipped it, with frying, you do the wet and the dry.
Yeah.
The chicken is what it is. She
Okay.
dipped the chicken in the
In the
flour.
flour.
She put the chicken in the oil and then added the seasoning.
Where the fuck you thought that was gonna stick to?
I don't know, but that's the way her mama made it. Her mama is white, so we
Oh, you know what? Say less. Y'all should have led with that shit.
Yeah,
that shit.
I'm just saying, like, it's wild though. Like,
No, it's not, Mark. Soon as Becca said her mama is white, everything made fucking sense.
Right. And she came back and said, you guys got to understand, this is my mother's recipe. I know everybody cooks chicken differently, but this is the way my mama does it. So, but thank you everyone for all your suggestions. And she was real politically correct with it, but her mama's white, so she.
Okay. Well, that's how, I mean, that makes sense. That's why she put the chicken in the grease and then sprinkle seasoning in the grease. I've never seen anybody do that shit before. In my 41 years.
It's the first time for everything.
I'm trying to tell you, it was like I had to like go back and watch it again just to make sure I seen what I seen. Like,
right.
I know that didn't just happen. You know what I'm saying?
Real time.
But I'm gonna tell you though, listen, you gotta get on Black Twitter, because Black Twitter, had a field day with this one. I'm not lying. I'm like, man, they was going in so hard. I'm like, Lord, and them jokes was funny. I mean, they had jokes for days about her. So I'm like, whew, that was crazy. That was crazy right there, for real.
Yeah. Well, she brought that show herself. She put it on video.
Yep.
And she recorded.
Yep.
And then she seasoned the grease. What the fuck she gonna do? She gonna drink the grease? Like, what the fuck? Like, was she trying to make gravy? What the like? That makes no fucking sense.
Apparently, she thinks that because if the oil is seasoned and the chicken is in there with the flour, it's gonna stick. because the grease is what's cooking the flour on the chicken. So apparently she figured the seasoned grease would stick to the flour that's sticking to the chicken, and then when you bite it, you're supposed to taste it.
Okay, so who the fuck is Paula Patton's boyfriend?
Uh,
I'm-
it,
Does
well,
she have one?
I do not know. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, Becca. I know you know. You know you usually know them kind of shit. Cause ain't no damn where her boyfriend get her damn food. Her boyfriend must have wanted a damn cook if she got one. Unless is her boyfriend white or black? If it's a
I'm
nigga,
not even sure, but I could find out who
watch
she
out.
dating.
Hey,
Yeah.
if it's a nigga, she don't cook for him.
Well,
Yeah,
she
no way. Unless
I
they
like
all
man.
put her out
But
every damn time.
Well,
But like
she
Black-
was married to what's his face that did the song with
the singer,
the singer
Robin Thicke, right?
Robin Thicke. Yes, they
Yeah.
were
That
married.
makes sense. Robert
They
Thicke
were-
probably thought that was the greatest fucking chicken he ever had.
No, but he got rid of her though. You know what I mean? So it probably
Yeah,
wasn't the greatest
you know
chicken
what?
he had.
That's probably why Robert Thicke got rid of her. You say they was married, so when it was like when they went in the court, it was like, okay, why y'all getting divorced? Because Your Honor, this motherfucker's seasoned grease before the damn chicken, Your Honor.
Oh, she's dating Zachary Quitman.
Who's that?
White guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's white.
White guy. Okay.
Yeah,
Look,
see,
Hey, I love your unseasoned chicken.
Hey, they probably think it's something profound the way she cooked chicken. So that makes sense though. Hey, I knew it wasn't nobody like no damn like no Wesley Snipes or no damn Morris Chestnut.
No. And I don't even know who this guy is. Zachary Quitman. I have no idea who he is.
No, we don't. No,
Well,
I don't.
apparently they must. Hopefully they go out to eat a lot because
Yeah, absolutely.
you know when you have food that looked like it's gonna be nasty, but you ate it and it was actually good.
I think that one. I think that would look. I think that one would look good and taste nasty. Like chicken with no damn seasons. Like damn, you just eating goddamn fried flour with meat.
Yeah, pretty much.
She didn't have no. The thing is, she didn't have no wet. When you frying, you have a wet and a dry. So you usually may dip it in some egg wash or whatever. Then you do the flour or to a buttermilk something. Then you put it in the flour and then you. But usually, I've seen people season the flour now. Some people season the flour. I've seen that.
Yeah, I've
Some
seen
people
that.
Some
Yeah,
people
me
season
too.
the chicken.
Yeah,
I've
I've
seen
seen
that
that.
where they season the chicken and then they, so that the seasoning is on the chicken and not, everywhere else. But seasoning the oil is a new thing. But it is 2022, and we have probably, I would say, we haven't seen it all. But
All right.
How come you just don't season everything? You know what I mean? Season the flour, the chicken. You know what I mean? If you want to season the oil, okay, whatever.
Well, Becca, you do that. Let us know how it tastes.
no, I'm good. No, I'm not doing that. Not in this house. Not with my husband. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Season the oil. You gonna
Becca,
leave me
you
like-
got something you want to talk about? Since we
I
talk about
do,
some
I
dry ass
do.
chicken.
So I'm not sure if y'all are aware of this, but so apparently the father of Candy Burris' daughter Riley speaks on the differences between his children and the child he has with Candy. So just a little bit of a backstory. They had a child, named the child Riley. Candy raised Riley on her own, along with her mother, while she went to go be a superstar in Escape. He was never really part of Riley's life, came in and out barely, just almost never there, right? So now for some reason, every so often he pops up with some kind of comment about Riley and Candy and raising them up. So now he's starting to reveal that there's some type of jealousy between his 5 kids that he has that lives with him and Riley. And according to what he's saying, it's the money situation. Now, Candy put him on child support, and only because the money can go, at this point, the money will go to Riley. She's older and she's in college, so the money will go to her. He feels he shouldn't pay it because Candy's rich. Then if you look at it, it says, Riley says, my mom and I always try to take the high road, but honestly, it's really upsetting that I constantly have to see you bad mouthing us publicly. I was blessed to be raised in a household where my mom provided the best life I could have. No jealousy here. I would appreciate if you would stop talking about us.
But you know what? I'm gonna say
That
like
was
this though, right? I'm like just hearing, what you just said. This is a case of I'm just like, okay, Candy, listen. You know what I mean? For you obviously done well for yourself. You raised your daughter on your own without him, right? I'm just like, why bring this type of, like situation to your daughter and to your family? Like,
Well,
it
it's
just
not
don't make
her.
sense.
It's him. It's
Huh?
not her. She doesn't mention him at all. It's him. He's the one that
No,
keeps doing it.
I mean, but my issue is like, all right, she put him on child support. Why? Like, why is that even necessary at this point? Like, I'm like, man, like that old saying, like, listen, that boy owed me $20, like in the movie Bronx Tale. You know what I mean? Yo, look, $20, he's out of your life. Like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, what? Like, why would you put him on child support?
Years
For
ago.
what?
This was years ago when Riley was much younger.
Yeah. I mean, I get that.
And he still never paid it. But the point is that she never really wanted to. Riley actually said, put him on child support, mom, so I can get that money.
That's just a bad idea. Like, like, listen, he ain't done shit for you. He ain't really been in your life. You know what I mean? Yo, listen, why would you even want to go through that? Just get rid of him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It don't even make sense. Like, I'm sorry.
Like the kids is not jealous. It's your ass that's jealous. You thought that Candy was going to be just a baby mama. She ended up being rich and she gets the bag, plenty of them. And now you just feel some type of way. That's how I feel. I mean,
I agree.
Does he make money? Is he like in the entertainment business or?
No, he don't make. I'm sure he's not poor, but he don't make money like Candy make money.
Yeah,
no,
but
I didn't ask that. I asked, does he make money? Like, is he in the entertainment business or?
I don't think so.
I don't know what the bull do.
So. To be honest with you, I'm not completely sure, but I know he's not. He's not in a business like that. No. I'm trying to figure out.
I just think this was a bad idea. Like, what? Like, if the daughter thought of this and then went to Candy, like the mom or whatever, you know what I mean? It should have been a conversation like, yo, look, this ain't even a good idea. Like, I mean, that should have automatically came out. It's just a bad idea.
Oh, what's a bad idea?
Nah, it's just like, listen, this dude ain't around. He ain't never paid child support in his life. You don't even bang with the boy like that, right? And then, oh yeah, yo, I can use the extra money for college. Like, this is a bad idea. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is.
Becca said he'd been on child support.
Yeah, but he never paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, listen, the dude don't want nothing to do with you. I don't even want to be associated with somebody who don't want nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, all right, yo, boy, you got it. I don't have to talk to you or see you. You know what I mean? You go on your way and I go on my way. The end. That's it. That's what it should be.
But that's the take that Candy has. Candy don't talk about him at all. All of this is him. It's him that goes on these interviews and talks about it. Candy don't ever mention him at all.
Man, well, guess what? You giving them more material, you know what I mean, to go on these interviews. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, yo, like, if you the daughter, just be like, yo, I don't even talk to the dude. I don't want nothing from Bull. I don't even know Bull. The end. You know what I'm saying? Put them on child, like, come on.
Are you talking about
I'm talking about the daughter, you know what I mean? Because clearly Candy don't even mention them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, if he on child support and he ain't pay it, then so what? He ain't pay it.
No, you can't really say that because
it's something she want from him, some love that she ain't never get. I don't know.
I mean, your parents, have you been neglected by love from any of your parents, Mark?
Nah, you know what I mean? Never have.
So you can't.
I mean, I can't tell her how to feel.
You talk with too much conviction, telling her how she should feel.
No,
like, to me, it would be hurtful as fuck if whether my mom or dad didn't show me love.
Right.
I can't imagine. She probably is shitting. She has every fucking right to be shitting.
And then
her
as
dad
an
isn't
adult,
there,
you keep
and when
talking
he,
crazy
and
about
then
my
when
mom.
if her dad isn't there, and then when he does come around, he's causing trouble or he's talking negative about the mom or talking negative about her. It's kind of hard to say don't react when this is coming from a parent.
Right. I mean, I get that part, but I'm just like, look at what happened. Like, listen, the dude he's talking about you worse in the interviews now, right? So I'm like, it's still like he's still going to keep up with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, how does this situation help you? Like, that's all I had to. Like, that's really what I'm saying.
I
I'm
mean,
like, how does that help?
I would imagine, but I would imagine you can't control your feelings like this.
I mean, I understand that.
Yeah, this ain't
And like
like if this was like a friend or somebody that she worked with or even a cousin. We talking about somebody that is the reason why you alive, reason why you here on
Mm-hmm.
earth. So it's a little different from your dad or your mom shitting on you or neglecting you or whatnot, as opposed to somebody else. So I
And
just
Right.
like anytime you
the thing
speak.
about it is too, like there's a backstory. So like if even doing Housewives, you see throughout the years that Riley was never really interested in meeting her dad. Like Kandi would say,
Right.
you know, if you want to see him, you can. I'm not forcing you. I'm not making you, and I'm not forcing you. Whatever you want. So as Riley got older, Kandi was like, "Do you want to, have a conversation with him, some type of relationship with him?" She was like, "No, I'm good." She was always, but she was never nasty with it. Neither was Kandi because they barely mentioned him. All of a sudden, he started to go on interviews and start talking trash like Kandi was a side chick. He never really loved her. And now Riley is old enough to see this. So that's why she put that comment up. Like, me and my mom have tried to take the high road in regards to this. And all I keep seeing is you talking crazy about the way that I was raised. I would appreciate it if you stop talking about us. Imagine if your child says to you, I would appreciate you keeping my name out your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how that would feel if you as a parent is never part of that child's life. You keep talking crazy about the other parent, and then your
Right.
child got to come to you and tell you, "Shut up about my mother."
Yeah. You know what I
Wow,
mean?
that's wild.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it just seemed like it seemed like this going to get kind of, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it just seemed like it's going to like go on. And it's just like, man, like I just think the situation doesn't, I don't think this makes the situation any better. I'm like, now if she just wanted to, fuck with him or whatever, for whatever, for how he was as a father or, whatever back in the day, cool, I got you. But I just don't see how this situation turns better for either party.
It don't, but if that's the case, then he should stop talking because all of
So
this is really
so
coming from
so
him.
Mark, how are you okay with Will feeling the way he feel, walking on stage and slapping
Oh
Chris?
boy, here we go.
But no, but listen, but who's saying she need to control her feelings toward her dad
I
that ain't been
mean,
around, that's been absent, and then when he pops up, he's talking shit about the mom and
right.
her.
I
You saying
mean,
you have to make the situation better, so
I,
just
I,
ignore it.
I'm gonna
But
say
you
like this, right?
Will doing what
If
he did.
I mean, if she wants to, kind of, take out some type of revenge on Ball, I mean, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm always with revenge. I mean, sorry, I'm just with that shit. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, yo, if that's the angle, I'm cool with it. But it's just like, if it's for like any other reason, then it's just like, yo, why do that other than revenge? You know what I'm saying? If it's just like, yo, you know what, Mark, I'm getting back at Bull. All right, I'm with you. You know what I mean? Hey, look, trash Bull. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. I was with him. He was just like, yo, that Bull was talking shit for too long. You know what I'm saying? And hey, you know what I mean? This slap got to happen.
But ain't this the same thing?
Yeah, maybe. You exactly right.
Like, could the daughter not feel like he's been coming at me and mom for too long, so it's time for me to respond because I haven't said anything?
I mean, shoot, I mean, this is true. Like from that angle, I'm like, all right, I understand it. But from any other angle, I don't get it. That's all I'm saying.
'Cause I think about that with my child. Like I think about the time when Jasmine's 11, right? I think about when she gets older and she has opportunity to ask her father, where were you? What will he say? You know, and I haven't talked greasy about him to Jasmine, so she doesn't have a negative view about him. All she knows is that he lives in New York and that we don't see him often. They don't speak. I do ask her if she wants to call him. She says, no, I'm good. I said, if you want to, you can.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm not forcing you. I'm not making you, right? I take the same stance. But I think about if what if they meet and she has to tell him, you wasn't even part of my life, and you got the nerve to talk greasy about my mom? Like you bugging. That's gotta dig deep as a parent.
You know what's crazy? We just seen that, y'all mean, on the last
Bel Air.
episode of Bel Air. You know what I mean?
Sure
We
did.
just seen that. You know what I'm
We seen it
saying?
on
Play
Bel
out.
Air.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's usually how it is with the non-custodial parent, regardless if it's the mother or the father. The non-custodial parent usually doesn't have a day-to-day view of how that child was raised and only looking at it from their point of view. So when that child gets older and has to speak and have a real conversation with that non-custodial parent, and that parent
Let's
has to
not say
give the
let's not say non-custodial. Let's say non-active.
okay,
It's
non-active
totally different from between non-custodial and non-active.
and
You can be
non-active. Okay,
non-custodial and still see your kid on the regular, so it's
right.
non-active.
So the right
Okay.
non-active or less active parent has to
Non-active.
they have non-active. They have to say to their child, this is what happened, and that it may look like to that child that you talking crazy about the person that raised me. You wasn't even there. Yeah, you're gonna step in and be like, yo, you're gonna pick my mother's name out your fucking mouth. You're gonna act with Will Smith, like keep put some respect on my mama name or daddy name, whoever one that was there. So I get it. I get it. It sucks though, because I get it. I just understand. I understand where everybody's coming from.
Yeah,
My
it
mom,
might be a get even type moment. Like I can respect a get even type moment.
It's not.
I can respect that.
It's not. It's not giving type moment. It's a hurtful. It's a hurtful moment, and that they're responding. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I can speak from experience because I had in my last situation I had stepkids that was hurt over um over stuff that they missed from their dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to deal with. And then to deal with it on social media, like everybody sees you talking crazy about this woman who has done nothing but the best. And
Yeah, that's the
she,
bad thing about being famous. You know, that's the bad thing about being famous, yo. Just
Yeah.
just let me be rich.
right. Give me the bag, but I don't want nobody to know I got the
I
bag.
don't need I don't need that
Quiet
fame
money.
and shit.
Yeah, quiet money always works. The minute people know, especially when you're famous and people know all your business, you give them the bullets to shoot you with. So whenever they want to joke on you or have anything to say about you, you've given them all the ammo because it's all over the place. They can Google all kinds of ways to joke on your ass. So sometimes it's just best to just be quiet and be in the cut and don't nobody know nothing.
All right. I feel you.
Gotcha.
Why you got that face, Merv? You thinking? What you think about?
Oh no, I wasn't thinking about anything. Uh, um. So let's go ahead and get in the topic. So we kind of already touched on it a little bit. We wanted to deep dive a little bit more in like protecting the black man from that angle, and it came from what happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock, but not really. We're not talking about the Will Smith and Chris Rock directly. This is more indirectly, and it stems from why didn't a lot of people asking, and Earthquake talked about it on the interview, on his own show interview, and then Becker just told me just now that Earthquake talked about it on the Breakfast Club, about having your significant other or your woman, the black woman, protect you. And one of the questions was Jada saw Will about to go there. So why she didn't protect him from himself and stop him
Mm-hmm.
from going up on the stage. So that was a major thing even after our podcast last week. Like I heard several different stations, several different celebrities, several
Mm-hmm.
different posts talking about it.
Because it's been over a week now, right? So there's a
Right.
reason
Mhm.
why you don't want to believe the story when it first come out, because eventually more details will come out. So now that we've been sitting on it for almost a week and a half now, right? There's more information, more people will have more time to think about certain things, the nuances of all the stuff that's going on. And of course you have those that say this is between Will and Chris, it don't have nothing to do with Jada. But then you have people to say no, 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 Jada was there, Jada saw what happened, she is his wife, she plays a part in this. And then it talks about the further thing about black men being protected, and all of this is, oh, protect black women, but what about protecting black men? And it speaks to the point, and this the multiple times that Jada had chance to stop Will and didn't. And people are now starting to say, why not? Why is Jada keep being brought up? These are the reasons why she keeps being brought up. Because there was multiple times that she could have stopped and intervened and used her power as his wife to stop this from going as far as it did, and she did not. And even after it happened, she still hasn't. So her
Yeah.
silence is questionable in this point.
And I got some so this right here net these are some things that happen. And when we say protect Will from what or protect themselves from what, meaning Will and Jada. So currently, and I'm thinking all this stuff is temporarily, but you have no idea what's gonna happen. But currently, right now, Netflix has backed away from a Smith movie they were planning called Fast and Loose. Smith drama Emancipation is in post production, but now Apple would not be making a release date. Bad Boys 4 had been in active development with Sony, but will now pause. A few other projects in production are likely to do the same. Um,
Mm.
let's see. There's some others as well. Was it this one? All right. So Will Smith announces a break in his career and declares that he'll saying that he's going to remove himself from the Oscars. Then you got some people talking about boycotting his film over that. Yeah, it's one other thing. So just by one, the same way that Jada was able to influence Will, or when Will looked at her
Mm-hmm.
and saw her reaction, so that same influence that she had that got Will to go up there to defend her, she could have used to, babe, listen, fuck him. We got more to lose than him right there.
Yep. Because what people are saying, and as time passes, it makes complete sense. The amount of backlash or consequence, or to every action is reaction, all these things that are happening now, does her being offended matter more than those things, right? Because I'm sure this is not the first time she's been offended. I'm sure this is not the first time she's been joked on. This is not the first time that she's been a butt of a joke that she didn't like. She's in the Hollywood, so I'm sure she's had to deal with many of things that was said to her or about her that she did not like. That she's been offended for 20 years now, I'm sure. Was her offense to what Chris Rock said so big and so much more important than him losing 4 possible movies that was coming out and the Oscar that he's been wanting all his life, especially since they had banned the Oscars in 2016 because he was not nominated. Now he's finally nominated, sitting front row, and is guaranteed his first Oscar 20 years after he's been almost 30 years he's been in the business. He's finally at the point that he's worked so hard for. Is her offense, her feelings getting hurt, matter much more than that? A lot of people are like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, shoot. But she even.
But here's the thing, right? She didn't say anything for a while, but when she finally said something, it said Jada Pinkett Smith wishes Will Smith didn't slap Chris Rock at the Oscars. They agree he overreacted.
First thing, yeah, I mean that they agree shit is bullshit because now you speaking for him. You know what I'm saying? They're actually telling him what to say. Like, and she's done that, you know, plenty of times. It's just like, I'm gonna say like this, her antics, right? Like, you know what I'm saying, you know, finally really got Will burned. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you do your antics or whatever, and it's just like ha ha he, well, it ain't really no big deal. Well, now it is a big deal because now you really got him burned. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's just like, you know what I mean, your parents told you, you know what I mean, your mama told you not to touch the stove, right? You know what I'm saying? And at one time you touch it and it's hot as hell, you know what I mean, and you get burned, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, Jada, well, look what you did. You know what I'm saying? You know, you finally got the bull burned. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of, you know, just, you know what? Instead of pushing my city girl mentality here, you know what I mean? For just let me just chill, you know what I mean? Because the biggest night of my husband's career, I'm like, listen what I just said. The biggest night of his career. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm just like, yo, like, and Mark, that's a real, that's real foul, man.
You know what? Hearing that shit is, I didn't even, damn. But that's right though. That's
the
way Mark said that shit is now. It's the biggest night of my husband's career.
He's waited 30 years for this. 30 years.
Why would you? So why would you not? And then I don't know if y'all saw the video, but they showed after they showed from behind her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like sitting right behind her.
Yep.
They showed after he slapped Chris Rock and turned around and started walking, she busts out laughing. Did y'all see that video?
Yeah, I seen it.
They're saying that maybe she thought it was a joke until after he started cursing, and you could see her face change. Like, oh wait, this is not a joke. But again, even if you knew it was, if you did not know whether it was a joke or not, Will Smith was not. He didn't beeline to the stage. He walked normal pace.
Yeah. But
he didn't rush the stage. She could have been like, no, stop. Like, wait, she could have went up and grabbed his arm. He wasn't walking that fast where she couldn't have got up to stop him. And then when he came to the seat, started cursing, they wasn't that far apart where he could have been like, babe, yo, chill. Yeah, and if it was a joke, then she would have been like, all right, it's a joke, cool.
So she thought it was, they're saying that she thought it was a joke. That's why she didn't walk up.
I bet you she say that. I bet you she's saying that.
There's been a bunch of think pieces on this whole topic the whole week and a half, but one point is that at the slap you see her laughing, but when he sat down and started cursing, you see her face change. Like, maybe at that point she was like, maybe they had some kind of joke going on she didn't know about, so that's why she didn't step in. But then when he sat down and started cursing, you see her face change, like, oh wait, this is not a joke. Yeah. And again, just like Chris Rock, maybe her reaction, I'm not saying this is true, but Chris Rock's reaction was to freeze and not do anything. Maybe her reaction to be like, oh snap, what's going on? What's happening? Some people's knee-jerk reaction is not to just do something, but they freeze up. So that could be a take. Or she could have been like, haha, it's a joke. Yeah, my husband slapped you because you said something. Oh wait, it's not a joke. Huh. Oh well, he still slapped you anyway. It could be so many different takes to it.
I'm like, man, but it is my thing. And I've said this before. I've said it on here before. You just don't put, you know what I mean, for real, your partner or somebody, you know what I mean, you care about in a bad space. Like, you don't do that. Like, when is that okay? You know what I'm saying? You you know, for you to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just like, yo, you know, that's like if you put Rob in a bad space. Like, what? Like, it don't make sense.
Without no chance of stopping. Like, it
You
didn't even
know,
look like
it don't make any sense. You know what I mean? To do that, especially on this night. I mean, it don't make any sense to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you see, I'm gonna say like this. It's just like, I mean, a woman being in love, or even a man. You know what I'm saying? It's being in love with somebody who's like crazy or whatever, right? You just never know when they're gonna snap Kirk out. You just don't know. So why even play those type of games? You know what I'm saying? Knowing that the outcome might be something that you have no control over. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. Like that's really, you know, that was my whole take from it. I'm like, and then he got burned on top of that. And I knew that was going to happen too. I was like, it's going to be more fallout than, you know, just, oh, we going to take away the Oscar and he can't come to the Oscars no more. I was like, it ain't going to stop there. You know what I'm saying? And then now you see it because, and here's the thing, it's not that these companies don't want to do business with Will. It's just like, this is a terrible look. You know what I'm saying? And we can't stand with that. I'm like, man, it's much harder to stand with this than to stand with Netflix standing with Dave Chappelle based on what he said. You know what I'm saying? It's much harder to say because you can't really condone it. Even if you just like, look, with Will, I understand what he did, but I still don't condone it. I just understand it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, I don't condone it like, oh, hey, Will, I wouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you did, but I wouldn't have did it. You know what I mean?
Yep. And a lot of people are starting to feel like that after the fact. Like now that it's been some time has passed, people are like, you know, we get that he was trying to protect his wife, but there was a million ways that he could have done that. And now there's so much now after the fact, he's losing so much. Was it worth it? Was it worth just protecting her because she looked at you and was, you know, rolled her eyes? And you was like, okay, you decided to just run and smack this man, but at what cost? Because it's costing a lot. Even if this stuff is paused and it reconvenes later in a year or two, it's still delayed a lot. But it outside of all of that, it makes you look crazy and it's now tarnished your image. And Will Smith was all about image, which is why he tried so hard to look like the perfect guy, even though we knew it was all a facade. Now he's like unraveled.
I wouldn't say a facade. He just handled himself correctly in a professional light. Like I'm pretty sure behind us with no cameras, he's a different person. But he handles it like he's supposed to be a professional.
Yeah, but it's one thing to be professional and then another thing to come across as perfect. And I think that at some point they really did try that to come across as if, you know, there was nothing going on in their marriage. They were supposed to be everyone's relationship goals, right? Everybody looked at them as Hollywood royalty. They keep saying
I think we did that. They didn't do that. The media and the fan base, we put them on that pedestal. They didn't ask to be there.
I mean, you know what? And Murphy, you have a point, but then I think, you know, I think sometimes even if a perception is being put out there about you, even if it's good, right? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I mean, you know, they do interviews all the time. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Maybe, I mean, you could just correct that a little bit and just be like, look, I'm glad everybody thinks that, but you know what? Our relationship, you know, has our ups and downs, just like everybody else's relationship. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we struggle and we go through things, but we love each other and we try to, you know, get better and be better for it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just kind of letting that stigma lay out there until the shit hits the fan. And then now you got to talk about, you know, real imperfections in your relationship and things like that. I think, I mean, sometimes it's better to get out in front of it, you know, especially if you're a celebrity and this is what they're saying about you.
And they tried to do that with after the entanglement. They tried to do that, and that's when they revealed that when she was with August, they was actually separated, which nobody really knew that they was having.
But just because they're celebrities, why the fuck they gotta come and tell us, yo, we separated right now, we going through shit? Why they gotta do that?
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying that, you know, like, yo, like when that was coming up, right? And I'm quite sure they've been asked about it by reporters or by whoever. you know what I mean? Yo, you know y'all trending as relationship goals, right? Or whatever. Instead of just like ignoring it, you know what I'm saying? They could have just jumped out in front and just been like, you know what? We have our ups and downs like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And then left it at that. That's it. They didn't have to even go into it. Yo, we got our ups and downs like anybody else in the comment. That's it. You know.
But a lot of people feel like that though, Merv. A lot of people feel like if you're a celebrity, it's a double-edged sword. You're a celebrity, and before, back in the day, we used to be able to appreciate their art, and we didn't need to know anything else about them, their personal life. I think now in this day and age, the artists, they really, not only do we need to know their art, but we need to know them personally. People want to know about the artists themselves, what they do, what they wear, what they like to eat, where they like to go, everything in addition to their art. And it's a really tricky business because a lot of celebrities who are in our generation back in the day who was never the type to give all their business out, struggle with not being as popular as the newer artists who are willing to tell everything about themselves so that their fans can not only like their art, whether it be music or movies or whatever, but also them personally.
So let me ask you this.
Like that.
But a lot of these public marriages, famous public marriages that's all out there, a lot of them have ended in divorce. And a lot of the successful ones, we didn't even know they was fucking married.
Yeah.
We didn't know they was fucking married.
Yep.
So just because I'm a movie star or whatnot, I don't have to tell you my fucking personal bill. Like Eminem used to rap about that shit. Yo, just because I'm having dinner with my daughter.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit of privacy. They don't need to tell us every fucking thing that goes on. They don't need to tell us when they're having problems.
And I'm gonna say like this, right? And it kind of cuts both ways, right? Now, people who are celebrities, right? And they good, you know what I mean, for real, with the bad boy, bad girl image, they don't give a shit what you say about them. Like, look, I'm gonna just revel in whoever I am and be whoever I am. But the celebrities who aren't, and they kind of, they have this more pristine image, and maybe I'm saying society put that on them, or that's the way they presented themselves, or whatever. It's like it's more for them to protect. You know what I'm saying? So I think in certain situations, a celebrity like that who might carry it that way, they might want to get out in front of something. Like, so Eminem, he don't give a shit. So he don't care what it is. He just going to tell you how it is. He's going to tell you in his rawest form, and that's it. It's not going to be looked at as an outburst or a tirade. That's just Eminem being Eminem. You know what I'm saying? But Will Smith, though, you know what I'm saying? Like what happened at the Oscars, I mean, man, that was, shocking to many people. You know what I'm saying? Or damn near everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, not only did he slap Bull, he started cussing at him after that. Like, that's wild.
That right there was part of the what do we want to say, symptom, because the root is coming from Jada and his table talk and all the things that she has said, that she has not protected Will in any kind of way, even up until now.
For the past few years, she hasn't. And people think that sometimes when you're being transparent, that you have it frees you from the judgment, but it actually brings it on. And prior to the red table, we did not know a lot about their marriage. And it kind of brings back the understanding of, do we like our celebrities quiet? Like, just do your art, do your movie, sing your song, rap your lyrics, and go home. Like, we don't need to know nothing else. Because what happened with that red table is now that she started to, in the beginning, I used to watch it. It was very woman-based, a lot of women topics. It was good, informative. But then it made a turn, and she started to reveal too much. And then her mother, Gammy, started to talk too much. And then Willow started to talk too much. It was like, we don't need to know all of these things about you. And now that we know so much about you, then here comes our comments. Then here comes your response to our comments. And now it's a dialogue where we're actually talking about how your grandmother taught you how to masturbate as a kid. I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that Willow wrote a letter to Tupac, and people think that letter is fake. It's actually real. Why does Willow know this much about a man that is not her father, that is not your husband, that she wishes was alive so that you can be happy? Willow does not need to know that much about Tupac at all. Talk
Yeah.
too much, way too
But-
much. This is all from her. There should never be I should never know
So
about
Here-
that.
So here's the thing, right? Let me ask y'all this, in y'all perception wise, even after all of that was said on the table talk, did it still seem like Will got the more of the negative perception? Like it didn't seem like Jada in here was like, but damn,
yeah.
Will must not doing this right.
Oh,
Will must not doing this. It still seemed like, even though she was the one revealing and she was the one in the original scandal, it seemed like Will was the one that took the hit publicly.
Yeah, he did, and he did.
Because your spouse
did
is your
take the hit.
reflection.
He did take the hit because it's more like, I'm gonna say like this, right? You know what I'm saying? Man, you know, and my brother said this to me when after the slap happened. He was just like, Will don't have his house in order. He was just like, as a man, you're supposed to have your house in order, right? You know what I'm saying? So he's just like, yo, he took a lot of stuff on the chin, you know what I mean? And he accepted it, but he's just like, you know, my brother knows Will a little bit, you know what I'm saying? They, you know what I'm saying? They didn't hung out more than, I hung out with him, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I think, he was just like, yo, personally, this is what I think, right? He's like, look, I think when he met Jada was probably just like, yo, this is who I am. You know what I mean? And this is who I'm going to be. You know what I mean? Take it or leave it, right? And Will was just like, yo, like, you know what I mean? He probably kind of romanticized about some things where I can love, you know what I mean? I can love this woman anyway. I can love, you know what I mean, the good things about her and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But also, like, man, you got to accept the whole person, not just the parts you like. So he's just like, man, I remember he was telling me about this in this interview, like resurfaced, right? Where Will went out his way to plan this 40th birthday for Jada, right? And just watching that interview, and he's just like, yo, like, and the mother was there, Willow was there, and Jada was there, and Will was there, and I think the son was too, Jaden, right? Mm-hmm. But the women look very like uninspired and unimpressed, like with what he was saying, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, if a man goes through all that kind of effort for you, and then you just like whatever, I'm like, man, this might not be the one. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, like, might not be.
But again, like you just said, Mark. After all of that, Jada still, even your brother said, your brother still didn't, his first instinct, he didn't think anything negative about Jada. His first instinct was like, Will don't have his house in order. Yeah. So that's part of what I'm saying, like, protection of the black man. Like, I don't know. If anything goes wrong in a relationship, majority of the time is automatically the black man fault. We're talking about black couples right now.
True.
It's automatically perceived as a black person fault. As the black man fault. So anytime Jada or your woman do something that seems wow, it's gonna make you look crazy. It's gonna make you look crazy, and that's not helping his perception. Because it automatic, like he's going to take the blunt of it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say like this, like for men though, the one thing I'm saying, I can't say all men, but at least most men, right? They do not like to look bad in this type of light. You know what I'm saying? Every man I've talked to about this situation, it was like it couldn't be me, man, because he out here looking bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, man, if you got it, however the situation is, a man just don't want, he wants to look like a man. He wants to be able to stand upright. You know what I mean? Balls hanging. Like, he don't want to be held his head down and docile. He was just like, when you a man, you just don't want to be that way. So he's like, and that's how Will was looking right now. He's looking that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? He looks defeated. You know what I mean? For he looks soft. You know what I mean? And it's just really not, when you raised by a man, especially, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking just the father. I'm talking, you had some brothers, you had some OGs around you, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? You want to be a man. You don't want to look weak. Like,
and Will did not have
that's
that.
bad.
Will did not have that.
So I want to pivot real quick because I don't want all to feel like this is really all about Will and Jada.
It's not.
Let's look at the Tory Lanez situation, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
When that happened, before we had all the facts,
Right.
as soon as it happened, Tory Lanez got bashed like a motherfucker.
Right.
Immediately bashed, immediately guilty. And when we look from the facts that we're hearing today, they haven't ended the trial and stuff yet.
Yeah.
But based on the facts that we're hearing so far today, it looks like he's gonna be found innocent.
Yep.
And he's completely acquitted of that charge. It looked like the charge is bullshit.
You know what? I'm gonna say like this:
and the female that was there just let that go,
right,
and then it come forward. That's another thing. That's another thing, like protecting the black man. Like we got stuff we have to be worried about.
It didn't happen there. It didn't happen there either. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen there either. And I'm just like, all right, when you kind of get into the details of, not the case, but just the messiness of it. It was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Basically, how the story is about to go. It hasn't really been publicly, told, and definitely not in the court, but it was just like, yo, Tory, was with both you and your homegirl. You and your homegirl got into it and you got shot. You know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with Tory, right? And I said this from the beginning. I was like, look, anytime it's a gun case, right? If the prince ain't on the gun, that man is no way possible the shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's any gun case.
That's simple law and order right there.
It's just like, yo, look, his prince ain't on the gun. They do gunshot residue tests. These tests, bro, can be up to like 15 days after the incident. So even if they pull you up 2 days later, guess what? On your hands, if you shot a gun and you shot particularly that gun, it's going to be evidence that shows that. And I was just like, look, if the gun don't match, trust me, when you say he ain't do it, that means he didn't do it. But nobody wanted to, but here's the thing, going back to your point, Merv, nobody wanted to believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, yo, like, oh man, well, he's a man, and you know what I'm saying, and she's Megan, you know what I mean? So we just gonna take her word for it because she's superstar Megan or whatever. And this is the man, and we're not going to believe nothing he said. You know what I'm saying? When he actually was telling the truth. I mean, might have been messy. You might not like what the truth he was saying, but I'm just like, man, that kind of sucks because it's just like, yo, like y'all really good. Y'all was really in y'all feelings like that, and then y'all come up with that kind of story. And I mean, the trial ain't over, so I'm not saying what is and what ain't, but I'm just like, if that comes out and it's like, y'all was really in y'all feelings that y'all was going to get that man jammed, for like 5-7 years for the gun, that's wild. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. I don't care what nobody say. That's wild.
This is something that I had mentioned before about the protect black women has turned into attack black men. Because what happens is it has taught that protect black women unfortunately has made a turn to say, if a woman says it happened, it happened. Just believe her, right? Don't victim shame, don't victim blame, don't do none of that. If I said that he shot me in my foot, that's it. He shot me in my foot, point blank, period. Y'all gotta believe it. Don't question me, don't ask me nothing else. That's what it has turned into. So now again, Never believe it. I have a degree in television. I'm telling y'all, from if y'all don't hear nothing else, do not believe a story when it first comes out, because they are either hiding something or the evidence has not come out yet. They are right now putting a band-aid on it because they got to get ahead of it so that whatever they don't want told doesn't get told. So you got to wait to find some stuff out. So now that we found some stuff out, he didn't have any gun residue. He actually didn't shoot the gun. And now there's supposedly somebody that's saying he saw that this person saw the two chicks fighting and Tory wasn't even there. He wasn't even nowhere near where the shots were being fired. Nowhere near Megan and this other chick fighting. That's
So
the
that
newest.
means
That's the
so
newest thing. So now there's
yeah.
somebody that's saying that they saw this particular event happen and can 100% say Tory did not shoot Meg in the foot. It was somebody else, alongside the lack of gun residue on him and the fact that his prints wasn't even on the gun. I think they said it was on the magazine, but not the gun. I'm not sure about that part, but I do remember them saying that there was prints on something, but his prints, where his prints were, does not show that he actually shot the gun. And now what happened is that they've deemed Tory already guilty. So it doesn't matter what he does, he's already in trouble.
Right.
Meg went online and talked all her shit on Twitter, Metaverse. She was all over Beyonce's internet saying all kinds of shit. Nobody told her shut the hell up. But the minute that Tory goes and says, listen, if I'm guilty of one thing, is messing with two friends at the same time. And they arrested this man just for saying that online.
That's
They just
wild.
arrested him the other day for that.
Yeah. Yeah, he had to bond out. Yeah, he had to bond
I
out.
saw it, yeah.
Just for saying, listen, I've been telling y'all I've been innocent this whole time, but if I am guilty of anything, it's for messing with two friends at the same time. That's the only thing I'm guilty of. Y'all remember that tweet, right? Well, he got in trouble for that and had to bond $350,000 just for putting that on the internet. Mind you, Megan can go online and on Twitter and let the clip off, and nobody tells her, hey, shut up.
Well, here's another thing though. The judge gave him a gag order and didn't give her a gag order. I'm just like, well, how biased is that? You know what I mean? Shoot, I thought a gag order was for everybody, not just for, oh, well, gag order for you. You know,
Right.
so I'm just like, you know, even with this judge, I'm just like, I was thinking like, yo, dude, are you in an election year? Or did y'all mean for Megan and her people pay you? Like, I don't know. Like, cause why would you give a gag order for this man and not for her? That was kind of wild to me too.
Because protecting him is not what's on the to-do list.
Nah,
Protecting
it definitely
him
wasn't.
or protecting the man is not the factor. The factor is what she says goes. If she says she was raped, and that's it. The man could be dead, but if the dead man raped her, the dead man raped her. That's how it is at this point. It could be so ridiculous and to the left.
Sad.
And
Yeah,
as long as the woman says it, it's got to be true.
Who's the singer that only reason why he got acquitted from sexual assault because he had text messages to prove it?
Chris Brown.
Chris
That was
Brown.
Chris Brown?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The chick said that she was, that he raped her at a Diddy party back in 2020, I believe it was.
Yeah.
But she left voicemails and text messages like,
Mm-hmm.
if all we're gonna do is have sex, then I'm cool with that. I really miss you. Please call me back. Another one. Okay, I know you're not going to return this call, but I just want to let you know that if whatever you want, I'm down with it. I just want to see you again. I'll be quiet. Like all of these messages about her begging him. And mind you, she's talking to herself because he's not responding to any of these messages.
Yeah.
You can see the messages that she sent him, and he's not responding at all. At some point, he ignored her, but she went and said he raped me, and everybody believed her, and Chris was like, nope. Look at all of this evidence, and that's only
2020.
Yeah.
A while ago. This was during it was right
Like,
before the pandemic or sometime around there.
You know how fortunate that is. Who the fuck keep messages from 2 or 3 years ago?
I've seen people keep messages from longer than that. Apple allows you to go back.
Yeah, because I think you can. I think with the way technology is, you can go back, and even if you don't have it in your phone, it's in data somewhere, and you can retrieve it.
Yep.
Gotcha. But like you said, Becca, like as soon as it came out, they automatically had them guilty.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And it's like, and I wanted to bring up different cases because this is really
Man,
not a Will and Jada thing. Like
right.
the
Yeah.
topic is
But
protecting black men.
but
Why don't we, or do we need more protection?
man, but let me bring up something else that I see. You know what I'm saying? I think you see it, in public, you'll see it in everyday life, and you'll see it with celebrities too. I'm just like, man, if it like this protecting the black man, I think it only extends to certain black men. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I think if the black man he's a little bit docile and non-confrontational, I think it's okay to protect him. But I'm just like, kind of the loudmouth black man, like he talks a lot of shit. Goodness, you know what I mean? For real, that's a black man, if he's famous, he gets killed in public. And I'm just like, well, wait a minute. The white guy that does the same thing, it's perfectly all right.
Yeah,
You know
they
what I'm
just
saying? It's so
yeah.
what I mean? So say if like I'm saying, say if I, go to a bar, right? And I get in a bar fight, right? I'm just like, man, oh, that's a violent black man, right? They don't care about the story. You know what I mean? My job probably don't care about the story. You know what I'm saying? But a white guy though, you know what I'm saying, can go to a bar, get in a bar fight. He's not labeled violent. He's not labeled, you know what I mean, for real, like, oh man, he's unstable and we might have to get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't
Yeah,
happen to him, but it certainly
because
happens to us.
look at Mel Gibson. Like, this is something else that I seen. Remember when Mel Gibson was like, they could bring a whole bunch of N words to me, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Remember that
Mhm.
I forgot the situation, but it was something that happened where Mel Gibson was like,
Yeah, I remember.
any black guys come near me, I'm shooting and killing them. Right?
Hmm.
No, that went. Oh, people was upset about it, but they didn't go in on Mel like they're going in on Will.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think, to be honest, I'm just like, when a black man, what I mean, shows, what I mean, for any type of violence, any type of, hostility or whatever, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But the other races, they don't have that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, and black men get
Hey,
vilified. They get vilified, especially if they're
Mark,
celebrities. Like, they get vilified. It's crazy.
there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
based on what Mark is saying, I actually had a picture for this. Says
right.
study based on studies, people see black men as larger and more threatening than similarly sized white men. Researchers found this time and time again in a series of 7 studies.
This is true.
Time and
But
time again.
I mean, but you look at it, bro, right? I'm just like, man, and here's the thing, I mean, was crazy. Like, you look at somebody like Floyd Mayweather, right? You don't have to like him, but he's vilified, even amongst black people, vilified, because I'm like, he be talking shit and just being him, right? I'm like, man, Conor McGregor, a white guy, doesn't get vilified, nothing like, Floyd Mayweather, and
Hmm.
certainly not by his own people. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you look at another example, LeVar Ball, right? This man's just a proud father of his 3 black sons, right? You know what I'm saying? Guess what? Got vilified. Why? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because he talks shit. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I'm just like, so wait a minute. So in order to protect a black man, what, the black man has to hold his head down? Oh, he showed restraint. Oh, he didn't clap back. Oh, we'll protect that black man. But if he acts anything outside of that, you know what I'm saying, he gonna have a problem. That's wild. That's kind of crazy. I'm like, if you're gonna protect black men, protect them all. Don't pick and choose who you want to protect. That's corny.
Yeah, when you said that, I immediately thought about Terrell Owens.
Yeah,
I
another
immediately
person.
thought
Yeah.
about Terrell Owens because
Mm-hmm.
Terrell Owens, he's gonna speak his mind. He's gonna voice his opinion, and he's gonna challenge whatever he think is that needs to be challenged. But
Mm-hmm.
from my recollection, um, he's never been in trouble.
Nope.
I've never been in trouble with the law. Never been in any disciplinary trouble with the teams that he played with. And he's even been seen crying on TV before, but was made fun of crying, and did and like they went like 6 years put him in the Hall of Fame.
Mhm.
I mean that's a different angle of protecting a black man, but that falls in the same category that you're talking about, Mark.
Yeah. I was just like, man, I just don't really understand that. Like, like, all right, like first thing, everybody's not gonna act the same. That's number one. Number two, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has every emotion in them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, so don't give me the stuff with restraint and everything like that. I'm like, man, listen, even the person who has the most restraint, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you never know what might push him to be violent. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm just like, you look at some of these other people and they're getting vilified for whatever action that they showed. You know what I'm saying? And some ain't even show that action. You know what I'm saying? They were just talking shit. You get vilified for that now. You know what I mean? He ain't hit nobody. He just talking shit. Oh, we hate him. Why?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Tom Brady talk shit. You know what I mean? For his shoe. I don't see him getting vilified.
Yeah.
Come on now. And by black people, that's the part that make me mad. It's by other black people. I think that's the part that's upsetting to me. I just like, man, so I'm like, I'm like, when Floyd Mayweather fights used to be lit, it would be black people rooting for the guy from the other country that you never heard of, never been to, don't know anything about the culture. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, this guy's from Spain. I hope he killed Floyd. Like, you're not even a fan of his. You're not even a fan of his, dude. Like, come on.
Hey, so Mark, damn, that's and Mark was saying some shit that made me think. But hey, bring our other person on.
Hey, what's up?
I'm not a guest, bro.
Yeah, I caught myself. See, nobody knew what I was about to say. You ain't saying nothing. Nobody knew because I caught myself. I said, "Guh." All I said was "guh," and then I stopped.
No, guest came out, bro. Guest came out.
No, it didn't.
I could be one though, cause look back, I'm wearing my real hair.
Hey. I'm about to say
No wig today. No wig today.
it looks good on you.
My curls dropped. But hey, guys. Yes.
That's not guest hair. You know what I'm saying? That's not guest hair.
Yeah, I like
The rain messed it up though, but whatever.
You got long hair. That's what up.
What up,
Thank
Rika?
you. Rika!
Hey.
So Mark.
Yeah.
So not only what you're saying is not only we got to be protected from not only we got to be outside of all the other shit is also we got to be protected. Black men got to be protected from other black men as well.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, but usually that happens when this particular black man is a little bit outspoken, right? Even if he's not always outspoken, if he's outspoken somewhat on, certain issues or whatever, then he gets vilified by other black people. I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, listen, why don't you, it should be okay for him to be who he is. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to hold his head down and just, do whatever people tell him to do and all of that. He might not be that wired that way. So why talk down on him?
And Mark, I do agree with you. That's why, like, when we fuck up in public, I try not to say anything public, unless we're on a podcast and we got to have a discussion about it.
Right.
But like going like Facebook and stuff like that, and just be ready to just go in. I don't do that because other races, you don't see other races do that shit. You don't see other races do that shit. You really don't see.
We are harder on each other because we expect more of each other, right? Like
I think
not all the time. Not all the time. Well,
you give us a cop out right now, in my opinion.
No. Well, No, not necessarily, because a lot of people feel like, again, hate to bring this up, but a lot of people were so mad with that situation because it was like, why'd you do it at the Oscars in front of all those white folks? Like, they already think this of us, and then you go into their arena and act a fool. Like, why there, right? So that's one take of it. So a lot of people are like, listen, it's almost like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? So people were like, white folks, sit this one out. Don't even comment on this. This is within the black family now. This is between us. Mind your business on this. Because there's sometimes we feel like this is amongst us family. And a lot of people always say, why is it always that black folks are the first ones to attack black folks? And it's because within a family, you feel like that's where you are supposed to get your most realist responses, your most realist critics. But then some people are like, no, you just don't like your own kind.
Oh man, yeah.
But let me ask you a question. Does that mean when people be like, oh, why'd you do that at the Oscars in front of all the white people?
Yeah.
Does that mean, okay, when we amongst ourselves, we could act a fool?
No, it don't.
I think you should just be who you are, no matter where you at. You know, just that's who you are. That's who you are. Like,
I mean, okay, that's true. Okay, let's be okay. I'll give you an example. I told y'all the story where I was about to beat some girl up in church. But does that make it right?
Yeah, but you know what though? But you know what's crazy, Tina? I mean, and I'm gonna say like this, right? You know what I'm saying? This is another perception that's out there, right? If the black woman is violent, right, she kind of gets a pass. You know what I'm saying? Black man being violent, no pass given. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
We just can't really be that way. We better be boxing and MMA or something, getting paid for it. You know what I'm saying? But just being violent, we don't really get no pass.
We don't get your benefit out, Becca.
No, we definitely don't.
And no, okay, not always. So no, not 100%. But majority of the time, the benefit of doubt goes out the window with the black guy, with the black man, in just about every situation.
They just deem black men to just be angry and don't look into the actual situation. They just say, okay, he just act like a nigga. All right, he's acting like a nigga, like whatever. They don't really go into the story as to what made that man do that, because everybody has a story. Everybody has a reason of this. This world and violence is how it was created. This world was gotten by violence. So it's not that they don't condone violence. So we can stop acting like this world is so holier than thou, and they're so calm and collective that they don't know what violence is. We have all types of evidence of violence amongst this on this earth to begin with. So we can just wrap that up. This world condones violence. They just want it in a certain way. They want their violence to look a certain way. They don't want it to come from the black man because it's going to look like it's against and everything else. You can't be one way and then they say, well, that's just how I am as a black person in general, but especially not as a black man. They're going to look at y'all like y'all crazy, like y'all don't have feelings or don't have a reason to react the way that y'all do. But black women get it too. On reality TV, when black women fight each other, they don't like that either. They say these reality shows paint black women to be horrible and all of that stuff. So we both get it, but the black man, for some reason, it's just there's never grace when it comes to y'all. There's never any understanding when it comes to y'all. It's just like, why did he do that? He shouldn't have did that. He could have did it better. Why did he do this? Where was this person? And it's like, y'all don't do that.
I'm trying to tell you, you know.
Does anybody disagree if I make the statement that black men are the least protected out of everybody?
Do I disagree?
How are you gonna take that when that's what they say about black women?
No, but see, I mean, like I said, I think a black woman can do some shit talking and be violent, and you know what I'm saying, you know, like, all right, it kind of gets a little bit of a pass. You know what I'm saying? We don't get no pass for that.
Usually
we can't do no
say
shit talking, and we damn sure can't put our hands on nobody without some ramifications happening. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
But when they use the terminology that black women are the most unprotected, that's because we're not even protected by our own.
Shit, join the club then.
So it's like, okay, it's bad enough we're the least liked race, but then on top of that, our own men are not even protecting us either. Whereas in other races, it's like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? They still more like them black people because we're at the bottom of the totem pole, but they protect their women.
I don't know. In
Yeah, I
this
don't know.
climate today, I see it as reverse.
Yeah, I see. Because all right, so I look at it like this, right? I know what you're saying. You might not get let's use numbers to make it easier. All right.
Hold on. You know what? But I'm always team men. That's why a lot of women don't like me. Since even when I was a kid, girls didn't like me because I always backed up for the dudes over the chicks. Because I feel like I'm a woman and I feel like we evil. I feel like women are evil. Sorry.
So
Oh, you know what? I hope I don't get banned for saying that.
Oh yeah, please be careful.
so when I
Please be
so
careful.
all right, so when
I feel like we don't protect our men. We don't. Like there come a time where you gotta protect your man too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And it don't gotta be fighting. It don't have to be. Do it get down to that? Some women will throw them bowls for they men, right?
Yeah.
But you can always say, babe, not right now, or babe, I'm good. Let him know you good, cause that's like you said, that's all Jade had to do. If he feel like he got to go out his way for you, as long as you touch him, even a touch will say, even a touch will be like, oh, babe, I'm good. You don't even got to do that. It's not even worth it, babe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And you
and
can still give
it's the kind of
empowerment in that same speech. Like, you got too much to lose, babe. You
yeah,
good. We
I'm
it's
good.
the kind of touch y'all mean she will put
I'm
on
also
him though.
peeling
You
the
know what I'm saying?
but I'm also peeling the onions back. You know what I'm saying? A little deeper than
Yeah.
that, more than just your lady. I'm also looking at, you know what I'm saying, society. I'm looking at the criminal system. I'm
Mm.
looking at the cops. I'm looking at like everything because we brought up the Tory Lane situation. We talk about Will and Jada protecting the black man from that angle. We talk about the Tory Lane situation protecting the black man from that angle. Then we talk about the Chris Brown situation protecting the black man from that angle. And then Mark brought up as far as like the compared to white men or other races besides us.
Mm.
So
Oh,
when I
I'm
look at
still Team Breezy, by the way. I missed that part. I'm Team Breezy. I don't care what nobody
yeah,
say.
so he had to,
I feel like he
he
was
had to,
provoked. Not to say it was okay what he did, but I feel like he was driving and she started hitting on him.
whoa, not
And you
that one,
know,
not that one, not that one. No, not that one.
uh, I'm still Team Breezy in that situation.
No, we talking
But
about
she
So,
said it though. Rihanna did say that she was hitting him and she wouldn't stop. She did say that.
yeah.
and
But we not
anybody could picture themselves in that, not just a man, a woman. Imagine you just sitting in you're driving. You're driving. This is your life. And a heated argument start, and then a person is putting hands on you while you driving.
Yeah, you gonna
Mm.
defend yourself.
You gonna snap.
we didn't even get to that. We were talking about the sexual assault charges on him that everybody had him guilty of before he had text messages to show proof that he didn't sexually assault her. But it was automatically guilty with him. Tory Lanez, it was guilty until recently we found out that based off evidence, it don't look like he was no he never had the gun in his hand. He didn't shoot the gun, but as soon as the story came out, Tory Lanez was immediately guilty. Everybody was shitting on him.
And his
I
conviction.
got a question. Did Meg lie, or she really thought he shot her?
No,
According
I
to
think it
her,
was a
she
lie.
thinks it's him. According to
I,
her, she really thinks it's him. I don't think that she know exactly where it came from. She just thinks it's him. That's what I
mm.
think. That's just what I think. It was probably too much going on. So a lot of tussling, a lot of
And she was
arguing, a lot of
probably
people
drunk,
around.
Yeah,
She's most likely
probably
drunk.
alcohol involved.
I'm like, man, and that's came out plenty of times.
So
That
who
they
are they
said
saying
she's an
actually
alcoholic.
shot her?
Her
Her
best
friend,
friend.
The girl, right?
Yeah.
So is that really Meg's? Okay, let's say she didn't know, right? Because it was a tussling, da 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 da. See how I said women are grimy? If you know you pulled the trigger, shorty, and the gun was in your hand, why you ain't say nothing?
But why would she? It's so much easier for Tori to go down for it. That's what Merv was talking about.
See.
That's what Mark was talking about. Why would I come out and say, no, I shot Meg the Stallion? Why would I do that? When Tori can just take the blame for it because everybody already think he did it. Easy peasy.
See.
And that's grimy because you could have just said it was an accident. Like, you really about to let this black man go down and ruin his whole reputation because
it's happened plenty of times before.
It's right. It's happened plenty of times. We have a lot of evidence of that.
Woo.
We have a lot of evidence of that.
Like the whole thing with Pac and him going down for rape. And then when you watch the movie and that's not how it went down, like that's crazy.
Didn't even go down like that in real life either. You know what I'm saying? Sad.
But you were gonna say something, Merv. You was gonna ask the question about I'm sorry, you was gonna say something and then you stopped.
One more too, Merv. What's that boy that died back in the day? Timid, that's his name.
Oh, Emmett Till.
Yeah, Emmett Till.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was fraud too.
That's crazy. You see how many years?
That was an old white lady who thought Emmett looked her way and
finally confessed decades and decades later.
That ain't happened.
He's like 80 years old now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it goes back even from then. There's so many cases, even during the Black Lives Matter situation, but you have so many cases where, you know, these men were shot. We have video and evidence of them being shot unprovoked, and people were saying they should have just did what the cops said. What? I'm sitting in my car minding my business with my kid in the back and my girl's on FaceTime, and I'm telling you, I legally have a gun on me. You shoot me and my blood splatters on my kid, and people and afterwards everybody's saying he should have just did what the cops said. What are you talking about? Even when you do what the cops say, you still end up in jeopardy of your life. So there's a lot of situations where black men are like, hi, hello, I exist. And there's a lot of people like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Look, Tina just made me think something when she brought Emmett Till, and then a white lady has admitted, still free, she's suffering no repercussions, right? But we threw Bill Cosby in jail for going for like shit happened supposedly years ago. Then he gets out, everything is dropped. Now they got somebody created a special saying getting to know the real Bill Cosby. I don't know if somebody black produced it or white, but
no, somebody black, of course. You know what I mean? Of course, yeah, somebody black. Of course.
On top of that, 10 years after Michael Jackson,
Bill Cosby.
10 years after Michael Jackson is dead, we run a story about Michael Jackson. Somebody black produced that. So it's like it's
right.
You know, listen,
see that's what I'm talking about.
And let me say this, because I think Becca said earlier, like protecting black men has turned into women attacking. When it's like if it's like when black men say that, when we say we're not being protected, it automatically goes, a lot of time it goes to a comparison like we're
trying to compete.
No, not trying to compete. It's like when we say that, it's a lot of women feels like, well, we're saying y'all ain't go through shit, and that's not what the story is or what's trying to be given off. But it seems that way when, like, anytime I post something about a black guy or a black father, a lot of times women come immediately and get in defense mode and start coming from a black mother angle or a black woman angle.
That's because there's a such thing as toxic femininity as well.
You know, yeah, I mean that's true.
There's a such thing that women will protect women regardless of the facts, regardless of being logical. They don't even want to think about the situation. They always want to say whatever the woman says, that is what happened. Don't ask no questions or nothing. That it is what it is. And that's where the attacking black man comes from. Like the situation that we spoke about before with all the times where you've seen that men have been accused of things and there's evidence to show that they actually really didn't do it. And nobody ever says, well, damn, he's innocent.
Man,
They're gonna say, well, something must have happened because she can't just be making it up. It's like,
yo,
no, she really
I'm
could just be
I'm
making
I'm
it
gonna
up.
tell you
Hey,
something too, right?
Just like
And the
right
truth,
now, and the world is saying, "Oh, Chris Rock knew she had alopecia." So it's
but
like,
but the truth always
And he
stays. It
said he
seems
didn't. He
the
didn't
truth
know.
always stays quiet though. Like now, I had a friend that went through this situation, right? You know what I mean? Two guys, they were playing for LaSalle, you know what I mean, for a university, right? They got accused of rape. You know what I mean? Careers all but basketball career, you know what I mean, was pretty much over. You know what I'm saying? And then the truth comes out 2 years later. But I'm just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? These guys had to transfer schools, had to leave the city. You know what I'm saying? Lucky, I mean, for they both got their basketball careers back on track and they were able to play pro. But I'm like, yo, that held them up for about 4 years. Imagine your life and whatever your dreams are being held on 4 years on somebody's word that was bullshit. That's just not cool, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, when the story came out, and I keep saying this, I'm just like, listen, you can't just have limited protection to the black men based on how the black man acts. They didn't, you know what I mean? So the girl, she came out and she was just like, yo, I just didn't like how they treated me after, you know what I mean, we had sex. Who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, he told you to get the fuck out or whatever, so what? You know what I'm saying? So what? You know what I mean? I'm just like, what does that have to do with anything? You don't do no shit like that. Like, I just like, man, all black men ain't the same. We ain't all gonna act the same. But don't say, yeah, I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna protect him because he's a nice guy and I like how he carries it over this guy who, you know what I'm saying, I hate how he acts or I hate how he treated me or whatever. You don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
or
That's just
what?
a
And
no.
that actor that got killed because he rejected the girl, the one who played Romeo on the
Oh,
Steve
Merlin
Harvey
Santana,
show.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
Marlon,
Nah,
crazy.
hold up.
Marlon Santana or something.
Yeah.
Merlin.
Nah,
Something.
hold up.
Yeah,
I thought I
Merlin
got killed. I
Santana.
thought I got killed by the girl boyfriend.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
because
did.
she went and lied to him and said that he put hands on her and he didn't. He rejected her
But
Right.
that
intimately.
Oh,
but
that's
how many
why she
He
times
was in his
was
how many
car.
And
times
then
did that happen?
he lost his life. She got 10 years in prison and the boyfriend got life.
Yeah. But and
He
that's a
got
common
rejected.
situation.
Damn.
That's a common situation, sadly. You know.
And I think she's out of prison now because she only had to do
Oh
10 years. She was a teen at the time.
yeah. She ain't even have to do the whole 10. She only did
Yeah.
like 5 of the 10. That was it.
So now two men lost their lives behind a lie.
Yep.
as another damn.
That's
Damn.
crazy. That's just
Yeah.
I
that
But
knew
right
what
there
happened, but
just
I didn't
but
know
crazy.
the
this is what
why.
happens.
I didn't know the why behind what happened.
And what was he doing? Protecting his girl. Except he went above and beyond because, somebody said he put hands on me and I'm a woman and well, I'm a girl, a teenager, and a man put his hands on me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they shot him dead while he was parked in his car. He was in his car parked, and they shot him
Yeah.
just because he told the girl no, and she had a man. She had a man, and she wanted to pursue this celebrity, and boom.
Oh, trust me, you know what I mean? But see, that type of beef can get escalated quickly where, you know what I mean, two guys are gonna go to war and then, like I mean, it's fortunate, for it's guys who I know who were in that situation where cooler heads prevailed and those guys were able to talk. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Where it's like, yo, this is what she told me. Yo, fam, this is what she told me. And then they put it together and it was just like, oh, she ain't shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
But then two,
But
here's
I'm
the
like,
thing.
that doesn't
Knowing
happen
your
all the time.
partner plays a part too. If you know your partner's a hothead, why would you go say certain things to them? Not even with her case, but just in general. If you know
That's
your partner's a hothead or they are overprotective, why would you go tell them something that you know gonna put them in a situation?
Because she
Because you
likes the
want them
drama,
to, because you
because
want
she's
them to
toxic,
react. Because you want them to react.
yeah.
you
That's
know.
Because it
why.
looks good. It looks good for you to say my man would do whatever.
Yeah.
It
And,
looks
th-
And
good.
and, and
that goes with friends too. My friends know I don't play, so they do that with me too. I'm not gonna tell Tina
but
because Tina gonna want to fight, so we're not gonna tell her, or they wait till after the fact.
But I'm like I said, it looks good until you get jammed for real. You know what I mean? And when you get jammed for real, it ain't no coming back, ain't no talking your way out of it. Nope, you taking all these years. You know what I mean? The judge then bang the fucking gavel. Then, oh,
Right.
my bad. You know what I mean? Nah, you gonna sit here
and
on
then
this fucking cot.
Say, I overreacted. Afterwards, you could say, we agreed that he overreacted. Oh, you think he overreacted now? You sure?
Yeah.
Because it was LOL right after it happened, but now you think he overreacted. Okay, great.
And then I hate the they agree part. That no, you agree. You know what I mean? Not they agree. You know what I'm saying? You. Like, I swear, man. This
right.
Goodness.
So you know what, Merv and Mark, let me ask y'all a question. What does protecting Black men look like to y'all?
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that fucking question because I'm not used. Like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how to answer that question.
I mean, the only part, I'm saying that it just seems it's a little. The only part that I could really speak to, it just seems like it's a little biased, based on that particular Black man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if I don't like that particular Black man, and not even him in particular, but just how he carries it, he's not worth protecting because of how he is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, to me, every time when I see protect Black men, right? I'm like, yo, these protected Black men all seem the same. Hold their head low. You know what I mean? Nuts ain't hanging, nothing. Right? But a man who want to stand up, be a wreck, and be a fucking man, you know what I'm saying? He might talk his shit and do all that. He ain't in the protection discussion. Nah, I ain't.
You know what's crazy? A woman will protect a gay man, transgender man before they protect a masculine heterosexual man.
Real.
Man, see? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, like that be the bullshit. I like, yo, I was just like, man, so I guess I mean whatever a normal Black man is, or somebody who isn't confrontational or something like that, or whatever the case may be, right? It's okay, I mean, for him, but other guys who ain't like that, it ain't.
Let me read these questions. Let me read the last two questions. So Rika said, the real question is, when did we get so divided because we for damn sure used to protect each other?
Yep.
That's a great fucking question.
Used to.
And put Marsha's question up. She said a bigger question is, do we women know how to protect our men?
Well, to answer Rika's question, I think I hate to say slavery, but that's the furthest memory I can think of, because
I don't think slavery though. But I respond after you.
Well, there's this book that I read in high school called To Be a Slave, and it's basically written monologues from people who used to be slaves, and a lot of that book meant, I still remember it to this day, only because some of the entries in that book, a lot of the women said that when they were getting raped by massa, their husbands or the other men didn't stop them. And then you hear some of the men say, if I had stepped in to stop him from raping you, he would have killed me. So a lot of the times women, even though we were being hung with you, we was on that boat with you, right? We were there with you. We both did it together. When things were happening to us as women, our bellies getting cut open, babies falling out, and all of this stuff, there was no protection for us. And then the men say, but we were getting lashed on our backs, and there was no protection for us either. So we kind of, throughout history, ended up separating, and then at different points coming together, like, okay, we got to be better with protecting each other. And then something would happen, it would separate us again. It could be society, it could be oppression, it could be the way life was, because we have the Renaissance, we have all kinds of different stages in history where Black people were together, and we would, 1920s, we was in the clubs dancing, the Jew club dancing together. We still procreated during all these times. So there was times where we were together, and then there was times that we were separate. I think it fluctuated throughout history.
I felt like we was overall together, even during slavery. Those were circumstantial until
What, the crack epidemic when they was
when that
arresting our
happened.
men?
But after civil rights era, after civil rights era is when the divide started happening, and the feminism, women rights became real strong after the civil. First, it was the civil rights era, then became feminism and women's rights, and I think that's where the divide started. And for some reason, hey, hear me out before anybody say anything. For some reason, every time black people as a society progress, we divide. When we so remember when it was all blacks can only shop at black stores. We can only do business with blacks. We became strong, but we didn't like the fact that they could tell us we can't shop at white stores. We were able to get to the point where we could shop at black stores, white stores. Financially, we got weaker. Then we progressed as a black community because our women started to be able to get more rights.
Yeah.
After our women got more rights as a black community, black family, we got weaker. So the question is, why every time we progress, we get weaker as a black community, as a black family?
Only thing I can think of is that we started to try and one up each other. So at some point, women needed the men to survive. We stayed at home with the children, and the men went out and made the money and brought the money back for us to be able to survive. Once women started to get their own rights, to have their own jobs, to have their own bank accounts, to be able to vote, that switch came where we don't need y'all anymore. So now that we don't need y'all anymore, your value and your importance in the family started to dwindle. If you can't do it, I could do it. And then it's changed into I can do it better than you. So now it's a difference of now instead of us becoming together, we're further apart.
Yeah. Also, you know what I mean, communication breakdown. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know, back it's to like what Becca said.
Communication
you go back
breakdown.
To what Becca said real quick with what Becca said because Becca said slavery, right? And then Merv said
feminism.
Right. So for what Becca is saying, you could say, okay, black people wanted to be accepted. That's where they started splitting up. Oh, okay, because Merv was like, yeah, that, all the thing you can only shop in black stores. This they're black on this, da 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 da. And then once they opened up to everybody, it was like, oh, now I want to be accepted. I've been black for so long. I finally get to shop with the white people, right? And then what going on with Merv is saying now is okay, now the blacks are against the blacks. Now it's women against men. Well, we could do what you could do too. So it's like always some type of it went from being accepted to being a competition.
Yeah. But like I said, it's the communication too. You know what I mean? And I think, you know what I mean, this is just in people with period, but especially within black people. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, so if you have any type of problem, you know what I mean, with somebody, it might not even be a big problem, right? It's like, yo, we at war. Like, damn, you know, war. And I mean, in that type of situation will go wherever the fuck it go. Like, I'm like, you know, I'm like, that's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wait a minute, just because we have a disagreement, we at war? That's what's happening?
Right.
That's wild. And that's what's happening, you know what I mean, amongst our people.
We battling our own self. Then it's light skin versus dark skin. And then after that, it's just then it's I'm educated and you're not. It's like you always looking for something. Black people are always looking for something to compete with each other with. Like
that's true. That's true.
So I don't, and then we judging and we pointing the finger and da da da. Then it's like, well, why do white men keep getting away with it? And then they throw back at black and black crime. How can you fight that? They right.
Right.
I'll say like this though, we gotta stop beefing. with each other. You know what I mean? If it ain't that serious, we gotta stop beefing with each other and learn how to fucking communicate. And I mean, if we do that, we'd be better off. But that don't seem to be happening. And I don't care what level of black person you talking, from the highest, most professional motherfucker to the lowest motherfucker, communication's still a problem. Now that looks crazy when you think about it. If you know, just saying it like that, that looks super crazy.
And then to answer Marsha's question, or Marsha did say levels is like it's levels to this. It's different. It's levels and levels and levels of
Yeah.
disrespect and hate and competing and this and the third. But to answer her question about do black women know how to protect, or do women know how to protect their men? That's what she
And
said, right?
Tina, hold up before you answer. I want to throw a nuance with that. Oh, leave it up. So she says, "Do women know how to protect our men?"
Yeah, that question.
I'm going to add to that. Do women even have a desire to protect us anymore?
That's a question.
I'm gonna say yes, because there are women out there, just like
very few.
Wait, let me get this.
My bad, Tina.
The answer is yes, but we choose not to.
Yes to what? To mine or Marsha's?
To Marsha.
Okay.
But I mean, that answers yours too, because you said, do women they choose not to answers both y'all questions, right?
That means so they desire not to, because I asked, do they even want to? So if they choose not to, that
They
means they don't
choose
want
not to. Do they know how to answer her question? Yes.
Yes, but choose
Do
not
they
to.
desire to?
No.
No.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this because women are also prideful. And they feel like, oh, the man's supposed to protect me. I don't care how much a woman want to sit here and say I can hold it down myself. Da 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 da. Deep down inside, you want that motherfucker to protect you. Stop fucking playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. You choose not to. Sometimes we are the reason why the men get out of character. Let's be real. Had Jada not made that face, would Will have done what he did? Had you not been in the house arguing with your man, provoking your man, and then when he trying to walk away or leave out the house, and you still chasing him down and doing all this extra shit, would he have gotten into a situation? Would the outsider have called the police? Then sometimes we so prideful and want to hurt our men because we so mad at them because we in our feelings. We end up calling the cops on them. That's some true shit.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Go back to Rika comment.
Women do some spiteful things
a lot
when
of
they
us
upset or in their feelings.
You see, she got a point with that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us have been let down by the first man in our lives, right? So,
but that work both
you know what I'm
ways.
saying? Sometimes you'll
that do work both ways.
But sometimes you'll see where, you know what I'm saying, you know, a woman could have dealt with, you know what I mean, for like a certain type of man or whatever, right? And he might have did her dirty, right? So any man she comes across that, you know, even has similar behavior to that man, trust me, she gonna have venom for that man. And that's not even the guy that she first got hurt by. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't even like him because he act like him. You know what I'm saying? Shit, trust me. I've been on the other side of that coin plenty of times.
But that's why it's very important for us to do that and display it, right? So that way our children and the little ones coming behind us can see that and know what that means and what that looks like. Because just how it works on the negative side, it works on the positive side too. The first man in my life to love me was my dad. Perfect example to me, great example to me. That definitely started the gauge of how I look at men and how I expect my man to be with. It played a really big part in how I ended up marrying my husband. So it works in both ways. Same thing with men who were raised by their mothers. Their relationship with their mother is reflected in the women that they date, both opposite, negatively and positively. So everything plays a part into it. I do believe that there are women out there that want to protect their man. I do believe that there are women out there that know how to protect their man. Maybe not perfectly all the time, maybe not 100% every day, all day, but there are plenty of women out there that are able and capable of protecting their men and want to. Just like I don't believe that all men ain't shit. I don't believe all women are bitches. I don't believe that all women are trash and don't know how to do this. There are some that are out there that are like that, and we can give plenty of examples of trash women. But there are also women out there that know how and want to protect their men.
Becca, let me
It
ask you a
may
question.
look different. It may look different, but I believe that they're out there.
Let me ask you a question, Becca. You know, I think everybody know I'm a numbers person. Um, yeah, no 100% or 0% with any topic that we discuss. Far as women that want to protect their men, you got it under or over 50%.
I would say it's over 50%.
That want
Maybe
to protect?
I would say that want to.
Yeah, want to.
Uh,
Don't say it. Don't say it.
That want to protect.
Don't
I would say
say it.
probably at about. To be honest, probably at 50. I would say
Oh,
about half of the
You
women
said
want.
half?
I say that that number
very
seems
fucking
high.
generous. That's
That
very
number
fucking
seems
generous.
high.
Very, very
Yeah.
fucking generous.
I guarantee you, all black men ain't in that 50%. Trust me, they excluding certain types of black men on that shit. Serious.
Real quick, did y'all watch? Do y'all watch Black Ink?
I don't.
Nah.
So the last episode, basically Caesar's been going through a lot with his baby mother, and there's a restraining order and all this other stuff. He has his daughter who he was close to. The mom had the daughter completely make up a lie, one about abuse, child abuse, and had the daughter completely turn against her father. And now there's a permanent restraining order in place where he can't even speak to her, and it broke him on TV. Right? He's in a relationship with this female. I forgot, she's popular too, but I forgot her name. He's in a relationship with her, and she had to have life-threatening surgery because she changed her body, and the silicone started leaking in her bloodstream or whatever, blood flow in her, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. But it started to leak, and so she had to get surgery to get stuff removed to get the silicone out. And he was talking about how she wasn't supportive of him while he was going through this in the public of him losing his child, not being able to speak to his daughter anymore. And she's like, "You're not there for me during my surgery." And he keeps telling her, she's like, she want him to be to sympathize with her, to be more affectionate and understanding when it comes to that. And he's trying to tell her, "I'm not that. I'm a provider." Was he there for her surgery? Yes. Did he step away from his business to go overseas to another country for her to have this procedure done? Yes. That's taking a month off, plus on top of the stuff he already dealing with his kid. But because he wasn't affectionate enough, she chastised him on public TV. So now when you read the comments, it's, "Oh, he always got an issue with his girlfriends and this, that, and third." You had women that were so not understanding that he's a provider. There are different kinds of men. And they showed their compassion in different ways. My dad is not affectionate. My dad is a provider. Do I know my dad loves me? Hell yeah, that man loved me. He's just not affectionate. But that's him.
So I gotta respond to Becca. I'm gonna say I give you 20%, 2 out of 10. The best number I give you, maybe 1 out of 4 women that want to be considered a protector of their guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
20 sounds right.
You got women that frown upon, like there was a Facebook post talking about, you got this little Facebook post like I will take a guy out on a date. And so many women was like, fuck no, they got to pay for that shit. So they can't even do that by expecting them that want to protect me, and that's frowned upon like majorly. So I can't see if that's so frowned upon, but I could count on you to want to protect me. It just seems like those things go hand in hand. I don't see it being 50% women that will want to protect, that know how to. I would definitely say that's over 50. That know how to protect, but want to. That desire is very low to me in a woman's book, in my opinion, from my experiences, from me seeing stuff.
I kind of feel like if they don't want to, then they don't know how to. Because if I know how to make chicken, I just don't want to. At some point, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So if a woman wants to protect her man, then she's going to actively do that. If she doesn't want to protect her man, she's not going to ever do it, and the knowledge of how to will be gone. Because if I don't ever want to, if I'm not ever going to protect you, whether I want to or not, the knowledge of how it's done means nothing to me, because I'm never going to want to. So why would I even know? I can just say, oh yeah, I know how to do it. I'm just never going to do it. Then you don't really know how to do it. That's just protecting the person you're with is an active daily thing. That's something you have to do every day. And each way that you protect the person that you're with will look different every day. So if a woman does not want to protect you, I don't think that she will even know how. Because even as a woman, that even with me wanting to protect my husband, I may fail in knowing how to do that in a particular situation. Yeah, I could protect him this way in this situation. But if this situation happens, then how do I protect him? I may not know how to. So that's something that has to be actively done. And even now, being in a marriage, I very much understand where Will was coming from about protecting your spouse. But I also understand the stance of, but at what cost? Sometimes offenses may come, and you just gonna have to eat some shit in protecting. There's some things that you're gonna have to swallow just to protect. There's a such thing as a united front. That's part of protection. That's something that I don't see a lot of women do, because I feel like women are very selfish in relationships. They're never gonna give a man a second look if he doesn't already have the things she wants from him. Not that the things that she can give to him, but the things she wants from him. Women will present a whole long ass list of shit they want from a man that they can't even give themselves or give that man.
Or have a desire to.
Facts.
Have the desire to.
So you just made me think of something, right? So it was a discussion. I think it was yesterday or the day before. So this female saying that she was disgusted by, she went on a date with this guy and was disgusted because the date was thoughtless and regular, because the guy took her to Cheesecake Factory for a date.
She's dumb. I saw that post. She's dumb.
And she said it was thoughtless and regular, and discussed her that all they could think of is just to take her to a Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
That's just crazy. That's just crazy to me. But that's the kind of shit that a lot of guys have to deal with. Yeah, a lot of guys have to deal with.
Man, you don't even know the half of what we gotta deal with. That shit crazy.
That's what he said. 50% want to protect. I'm like, man, there's no way. They must. All of them must be.
Man, don't take me nowhere too expensive, because I don't want you to expect me to take you somewhere expensive either, because I might not have it. So if we could just go to Red Lobster, I'm okay with it. We could go sit at TGI Fridays if all I care. As long as we spending time together and I'm hungry and I like to eat, then we good. Yeah, you'd be surprised. You could go to a pub or a lounge in your local area that opens during the day, and they have amazing food.
So that's why I posted that, because of another discussion. And I'm like, well, what if the guy, so that was thoughtless, right? So what if the guy take you on a picnic? And they was like, maybe. What you mean maybe? You said going to that was thoughtless, just going to Cheesecake Factory. A picnic ain't thoughtless. That takes effort.
Yeah, man.
So
leave them.
I would prefer not to do a picnic though. I don't like bugs. But
I'm trying to tell you,
it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts.
The chick who said that, she's just ungrateful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just don't even waste your time. You should be when you see them signs of a chick being ungrateful, you'll leave her right there. I mean, literally. You know what I'm saying? Leave her right there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point in even going forward, because trust me, you in a long line of misery with that one. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think the Cheesecake Factory is cheap either. I feel like that's expensive. I'm sorry.
It's not. So then I asked y'all fellas earlier about what does protecting men look like, and y'all didn't know how to answer that. So then, how do you know you're being protected then? If you're with someone and you don't know what protection looks like, she is protecting you. What makes you feel protected then? What can women do to make y'all feel more protected?
Shoot, that she give a shit. Like she can start with that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just like, man, you know what I mean? Just hold me down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like if I'm not having the best day, right? I'm just like, yo, you know, just be comforting or something like that. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, you know, or whatever. If a situation come up and I'm like, man, you know, I'm about to throw hands with somebody over, just it could be some bullshit. And then, you know what I'm saying? Just, sweetheart, you don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just,
so basically, you would say a woman keeping you level-headed is a form of protection.
It is. You know what I'm saying? Because she's trying to get you to think about, you know what I'm saying, for real, the more important things that you have to do. You know what I'm saying? And not being in this BS, because that's the trap. And she see it. You know what I'm saying? And she might see it before you see it. If she know that's the trap, you know what I'm saying? And this is why a lot of women are getting, you know, got on Jada. It was just like, yo, the trap right there. That's the trap right there, boy. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something real quick. Women do have that gift to foresee things before it actually happens.
Yeah, y'all know what's up.
We study our men. Jada knew how Will was gonna get. She knew it. She knew it.
And just like you said, Tina, a touch could have dissolved, could have, you know, fixed that whole situation. A touch, babe. Yeah. This ain't the time. Right. And that's it. That's all she had to do. A touch. I'm just like, damn, that's cold. You know what I mean? You don't even give him a touch. That's cold. I'm sorry. It's cold.
Hey, Becca, to answer your question, so I'll speak from me and my guys. All right. When I say my guys, like my circle. All right. So when I'm saying this, I'm not speaking for all the niggas, but me and my niggas, like, from me kind of like thinking about your question, like we kind of simple. It doesn't take much. Like we just support and and help protect our mentals. Support and just help protect our mental. And also, sometimes we may need protection from ourselves. You know what I mean? Like when I say that, because black men has been raised like, yo, man up, or you gotta be a lion, machismo and shit like that. And it may be some things that, yo, we may need our lady like, yo, listen, that's okay. Like what Mark said, similar situation where you're getting hot-headed. We'll be like, yo, it's not that serious. Or maybe a situation like, yo, I'm fucking sick. And I need I'm working too much. And I look like, yo, babe, take day off. Blah, blah. It's just simple shit like that.
Yeah.
Just like something like that, protect us from ourselves, support, and just like mental and protect my mentals. As far as like right here.
Yeah, because I'm like, when a man has that, to be honest with you, I'm like, he's focused on what he needs to be focused on. You know what I mean? In a relationship and how to move things forward and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So if you have him, getting away from any nonsense and getting on the task at hand, to move things forward, that man's going to move things forward. And you're going to be, the factor in why they move forward. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, listen, Becca, before you got married, I'm quite sure, you had to be in a couple of situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like you steering the ship. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Like it happens like that. You know what I mean? So that man can focus on what he needs to focus on to be like, yo, I'm a hold it down. You know what I'm saying? But you're making sure that he's guided the right way. My sister does that, for us. My sister-in-law does that for my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, but if you're with somebody and you always in some shit, and it seemed like it's like a circle. You know what I mean? It never gets better.
Mhm.
Trust me. You're not with the right person. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all ain't going forward. Y'all just spinning the fuck around. And that ain't protecting nothing at all. Especially because that man, he eventually gonna spin out the circle. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen that happen at the Oscars. The motherfucker spin out the circle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, if you want to protect them, keep that man moving forward. If you do that, trust me, everything gonna be good. Because we can lose focus easy. You know what I'm saying? As a man, trust me, I know. We
Even
can
when
lose
y'all
focus
fight
fucking easy. Huh?
Even when y'all fight us?
I'm like, man.
Because the ego of a man is, I'm good on that. Because some men really have, and I've mentioned this in regards to the romantic part. Like some men do not know how to accept romance from a woman. Like they don't know if the woman pays for the date, if she decides to where to go with. Some men don't know how to accept that. Some men also don't know how to accept when the woman takes control, and it feels like he's not a man anymore. Like there are times I know, because y'all can tell me I'm a tough girl. There's been times where I would, say, all right, this is what it is, right? And that may look like I'm trying to give you a break, but it can also feel like I'm taking away manhood. So there's a thin line sometimes. Men may not know the difference and what that feels like. So
Well,
is the approach, or is it just, what could it be?
Well, I could speak for myself. If you're not used to it, and become so unfamiliar, where the other end of the spectrum has become normalized, where when you do receive that, you wonder it's like, hold up, is this a trick, or is this gonna be thrown back in my face?
Yeah.
This gonna be thrown back in my face later. If I let them do it, am I supposed to? Like you're so not used to it. You're so used to one way, like, well, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this. And then you meet a woman and she does the opposite of what you're used to. For the last 10, 15, 20 years, you're gonna look like, You know what I'm saying? Like I don't take compliments well. Like I was married for like 5 years. I can't remember. I got used to not getting compliments. I don't take compliments well. So when people, no, real shit. So when like people give me a
This is
compliment,
the man that posts a picture of himself every day for a whole month.
Oh, because I compliment my goddamn self.
So you can take compliments.
Huh?
If you can take
okay.
them from yourself, you can take them from other people.
Well, does it depend on the situation? When somebody gives you a compliment, like, wait a minute, hold on, I'm at work. Like the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't depend on the situation, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like I can't really take compliments in this setting, or
no, I'm not like, if I'm like dealing with a woman and she give me a compliment, I'm like, okay. Like, and like, can you just not say thank you?
Right, just like fellas say to us, Tina, when they be telling us, why don't you smile?
Oh God, I hate that. Like, smile, shorty. Why you looking so mean? And I started smiling at one point, but then I just started telling people, I'm not mean. This is really how my face looks when I don't smile. Like,
I'm smiling on the inside.
But I've dated somebody that can't take compliments, like Merv is saying. That shit is. And when I'm in love with you, I'll be like, yo, you're beautiful. I don't be like, oh, you sexy. I'll be like, you're beautiful. And I can describe to you why you're beautiful. And I might like crazy things like, oh, I like your brows or your nose or your hands or something like that. I'm really, sensual like that. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, yo, just embrace it, take it all in, and say thank you.
I'll take that shit easy. You know what I mean? You give me all the compliments. It's cool.
I'm talking to my homeboys. Kind of what we're talking about right now. It was like I like, yo, we've dealt with we chose the wrong woman to invest in, and toxic toxic shit became so fucking
Normal.
normalized that when we deal with a woman that is doing what she's supposed to do, like you're supposed to compliment somebody you go on a date with or talking to, you're supposed to do it, you're supposed to do that. We got so used to not doing that, not having that shit, and just making our own shit happen, not counting on that person, that when we started getting it, it was like, oof, like okay, it felt unfamiliar, it felt a little uncomfortable, and like I had to like
Boom.
I had to get used to that shit. So like for example, I've ironed and washed my own clothes since 8th grade. Have my own habit. I've done all that shit myself. Even when I was married, like I've done all that shit myself. I did like even when I was still kind of acting like independent and shit.
And as selfish as I am, or whatever, like when I'm in a relationship, I'm like, babe, you want me to wash? I'm like, even if we don't lay together, babe, I'm about to wash clothes. Let me bring me your bag, or I'm gonna come get your bag. And they, when they so independent, they be like, nah, I got it. I got it. I wash it. Oh,
I think
I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. Like it's just in me. It's not like, oh, I'm just doing it because it's like we together and I love you and I'm going to wash clothes, so let me get your bag too. You know what I'm saying? Like so
right. I think
that's just
now that you mention that, I think men, because they're not used to protection from their women, that they wouldn't even know what it looks like or how it feels. And when it comes their way, they may reject it because it's so unusual, it's uncomfortable. They're not really sure. I think sometimes men don't even really know what protection may look like. They may feel like sometimes it's an attack to the manhood, like I mentioned. I think that goes both ways. I think some women may not really know how to protect their man. And I think for men that may get that protection, don't know how to acknowledge it. They don't know how it looks, how it feels. So
that's why you gotta learn your partner. You gotta get your partner to open up, introduce them to things that they're not used to. I mean, it take work, but you do it. Like my parents is just common sense. Like my dad, they both worked, right?
yeah,
But my mom
And
don't
Becky,
have
you
to
know
work,
that
and
quote?
she don't have to pay no rent or whatever. My dad do all that, right? So most
yeah,
of the time, all her money is her money, right?
yeah.
So now my dad is retired. Guess who's the domestic one?
Your dad.
My dad. Okay.
Yeah,
He don't still walk around the house like, oh, I'm the king of the jungle. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Now, when she sleep, she don't ask him to do nothing. He iron her clothes. He cooks for the house. Cause it's just common sense. I'm home. I'm retired. My wife is still working. It's just common sense for us to switch roles.
yeah. That's why I
I
remember
can't
people.
still sit here and expect her to do everything, and I'm a retired man sitting at home. Don't work like that.
Yeah. I feel like men, I know a lot of men that say they don't feel protected by women, but I also feel like they don't even know what that protection looks like to acknowledge it.
No, like it.
Because if when I asked y'all, the first thing was like, I don't even know how to answer that.
I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't because it's just like I don't know if I felt it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I ever felt it. So I'm just like I wouldn't know how to answer it. You know?
But you could have felt it and rejected it, not even knowing that you were rejecting it because you was uncomfortable and not used to it.
I don't know. I felt toxic. You know what I mean? Or I felt that plenty of times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit.
Right.
And you know how that feels.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like
That's easy. That's easy to tell.
really has become normalized.
Yeah.
If you're dealing with the most advice I could give is this, and I'm not perfect and I'm not married and none of that shit. But if you are dealing with somebody and they want to do for you, let them. Let them.
Yep.
Because rejecting them is going to cause friction. If you are dealing with somebody, you like this person and all that, and they want to do for you, let them. Because I've denied people like, oh no, I don't need you to do that for me. I really like them, and I have the same. I think the same way too. Like, oh, they're gonna throw this back in my face later on, and And it got to the point where it was like, well, fuck you, shorty. And it wasn't like fuck you. I don't want to deal with you no more. It was fuck you where I'm gonna give you the bare minimum.
See, they should
at this point because they were so tired of. It's not even that. They were so tired of the rejecting and me saying no and no. You get tired of it.
Man, shit,
and I get it. They got tired of it.
Well,
I'd have been showing up at your door with shit.
We don't get that much offers.
Take it. The end.
So we
y'all
gotta have that problem.
Y'all gotta choose better women because there's plenty of women out there that won't make y'all feel like the other women did.
But but you know what, Becca? Yeah, I'm saying you're absolutely right because it's just like once I'm saying I kind of got away from this toxic wave. I mean, for a guest, I was on or whatever. I mean, with these females, and it's just like, yo, I want something different because I see different shit, and it's just like, you get older, and you're just like, man, it's just like, all right, this don't work no more. You know what I'm saying? So it feels weird now to be in this space because it's just like, yo, I didn't really care if I beef with anybody, whatever, and now I don't want to do that. Not with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? Dude, yeah. We just calming that down. We calming that down. Yeah, we calming that down.
You losing your city boy.
Hey. Enrique Mark growing up.
Yeah.
Card revoked.
Right.
Yeah. Trying to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? I like, man, that's a young man's game. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get away from that.
I wish, there's a lot of things that happen in society. A lot of things that we are fighting for now, we're not going to see it, right? Just like our ancestors fought for everybody to be equal and this, that, and the third. Even though we're not 100% equal, they still fought for it. They died. They're not gonna see it. We fighting for this type of stuff. It's gonna happen, but we're not gonna see it. Everything that you're trying to do or change or accomplish in life and grow, even in the Black community, you're not gonna see it. Not gonna see it. You're lucky if you see a little bit. You're probably on your dying way out, like 90. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna see it. Is the change gonna happen? Yes, but not now.
It's gonna be my grandson is gonna be the one to experience protection from a woman. Gotcha.
It's gonna be like that. Then he gonna pull up the podcast and be like, "This is my grandpa. He not here no more." But he's like, it be like that. You don't get to see it. You're not gonna get to see it.
Crazy.
Unfortunately. I just wish we did stick together, yo. No disrespect to the other races, but when the Mexicans come in, they get it together. When all these other people come from these different countries and they come to the States, they work together to get where they need to get.
Somebody's mic is rubbing. I'm sorry. Somebody's mic is rubbing. Can y'all hear that?
I think
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Nah, I think I wish that with our people we just communicate better. I just think we suck as a people at communication. We do. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And I think if we get better on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you have differences or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If you can't talk it out with anybody, it's just like, yo, man, I'm drawing my line to saying I'm standing on it, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like you in a gang war. Like, yo, I'm in a gang war, you know what I mean, with a lady, you know what I'm saying, for her that I'm trying to deal with. That's wild. Like, to me, like, yo, it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, yo, whatever happened, we should be able to come together and talk about whatever the situation is and try to move forward.
We're being punished, you don't know? Y'all know our race is the chosen race, right? You know we messed up twice, right?
Yeah, we don't act like we.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
but our race was the chosen race.
We don't act like.
We messed up once. We were given another chance. We messed that up. And until we get it together, We all, even though we are the strongest, we always gonna be at the bottom. Cause what other race going go through all that we went through? They can't. They not going through the struggle. They not. They don't. They wouldn't survive. They would commit suicide.
Jump out windows.
For it to be over. But why we gotta hit the bottom to realize it?
Right.
That's a good point right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? Not us though. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not us.
That's a profound statement right there.
Without much interference.
But then that's where we should keep fighting, because our race tends to give up when there is interference.
Well,
hey, why not? Elaborate on that. Give us more content. I want to know more from that angle. What y'all think you mean from that angle? Everybody?
Meaning that when the others band together and for a cause or just for protecting themselves, they usually don't get a lot of fight when it comes to that. Nobody's working hard so the white man and the white woman don't work together, right? Nobody's working hard so that the Spanish man and the Spanish woman hate each other and start, biting at each other's necks. But if a black man and a black woman are together and they are driving a boat together, others would be like, no, stop it. That's why they took the black man out the family, and that's why they separating it so that the woman can excel without the father in the house. They do those things on purpose, but they don't do that for the others.
I feel like that's also in the music industry. Look at all those groups from back in the day, the 70s, the 80s, even the 90s with the R&B groups and all that. If you watch Unsung, how these groups were so together and then they get torn apart through the industry or the record label, and the managers don't want this. And even with Nelly and the St. Lunatics, they only wanted Nelly. Yeah. Right? So that was a way to split them apart. But Nelly was strong enough to make sure that he did what he had to do so that he could come back for the St. Lunatics. But some people don't do that. They really just, they want me. And that happened with TLC. Chili wasn't the original TLC.
Right.
Yeah, T-Pain too. You know what I mean? Because it was T-Pain and the Nappy Roots or whatever. T-Pain got on just, it's me, you know what I mean? And that's it.
Yep. We're going to get it together eventually.
Yeah, hopefully. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully we here to see it. We here to see it.
But, hopefully we'll see.
All right, well, we're at the 220 mark. So we might as well do the partner shots, and I think my voice ran out. I'm about to start coughing, so we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
All right, I feel you.
Tina, you want to go first?
Y'all know I say the same shit.
Thank you all for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Good night. I'm just happy to be here.
Comedy Jam. I got you.
That's all right. Y'all know I already said. Hope we get to see it. We're gonna be old as hell, but hope we get to see it.
Well, all right. I mean, I'll go.
Hey, Mark, you go last. You've been saying some good shit tonight, and I don't have much voice.
Shit, Becca. I guess.
As far as men feeling protected, my only resolve to that is to choose better women. Choose better women, because there are women out there where you won't have to feel like you got to do everything for her. You won't feel like she's not going to protect you if shit hits the fan. You won't feel like you are alone. You just got to vet these women properly and for an extended amount of time. Make sure that you get your 80% and not your 20. Work for your 80 and not your 20.
Gotcha.
Yeah, gotcha. So are you saying Will need to choose a better woman?
Hell yeah.
Just making sure.
He should have been left that. I feel like Will by himself would be great. I feel like Will with anybody else but Jada would be great. Like when she exposed him like that, like he don't satisfy me in the bedroom, and the fact that you still loving on a dead man after, and I love me some Pac. You just don't. That's some man. If I was his sister, I would have beat the bricks off that broad. Like what?
Jada would have been real different if she ended up with Tupac. She would not have been all this chatty patty like she is now.
Wouldn't have.
Tupac would not have none of that.
Even if he tried, he would have ate her alive with the knowledge. He would have ate her alive.
And anyway.
Okay, I didn't call the Paul back on. I just asked one question. Okay. Mark, go take us home.
Man, I'm gonna say like this, right? If you want to get the togetherness, the communication lines gotta be open. I mean, unless it's some serious shit, you know what I mean? Like point of no return shit. All right, you ain't gonna open up no communication for that. But if it ain't that, you know what I'm saying? You got to get to that. And I'm talking, you know what I mean, with family. I'm talking with somebody, you know what I mean, for real, you know, you love somebody, you like whatever, friends, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we got to get this communication right for with our people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to challenge everybody in the audience. If you got beef with somebody or whatever, and it ain't no point of no return shit, you know what I mean, for real, reach out to them or just try to just open up that line of communication. You'd be surprised what's going to come back. And I guarantee you, most likely it won't be beef. It'll be like, yo, this shit went on for too long. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, we got to come together. You know what I'm saying? And that's how people rise, by coming together. All the other races, man, they go through their beef, but they might find a way to communicate and then, you know what I'm saying, you know, link up. But we can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I think everybody's been guilty of that at one time or another. I know I have. We're like, oh, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they on some bullshit. You know what I mean? When I see them, you know what I mean, it's on. Instead of, you know what I mean, and then when I really think about what I'm beefing with them about, I'm like, yo, that ain't even a life or death situation. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't resolve that. So I would just say like this, you know, if it's not no point of no return, resolve it, come together as one and move forward. You know what I'm saying? If y'all can do that, I'm trying to tell you, you know what I mean, where you'll feel better about yourself and you'll go on to greater things. I promise you that.
All right, appreciate it. All I'm saying, Black women, we need help. We need help being protected as well. We need just as much. Black men need just as much protection as Black women do, and sometimes even more when you add in the criminal, the law and cops and stuff. Yo, shout out to Stacks, Sean, Mel, Nick J, Blast Music, Blackjack TV, Zingo TV, Channel 199, 198, Mile High Radio Station, to our Facebook group, the Guys Podcast, 1100 members now. Shout out to any sponsors that we're working with behind the scenes. YouTube Live, Facebook Live. I miss anybody? That's everybody. I thank you. Okay.
Yeah, Street Team General takes on.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey.
There we go.
All right.
Yo, good topic tonight. We hit the damn groove. The last hour and a half, we hit the damn groove and really dove in and peeled back the onion. So I appreciate the dialogue. Next week, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Be here.
Yep.
All
right. Peace. We out.